Yes, it's that time. It's Spidey's Outback time. Roll that intro.
Said goodbye to Remy's place. Looking for my friends on a Saturday. Where's Fantastic Lady, Chip and Journey, Beckerman and Robbie Fat Stacks? And they're like, don't you watch MadSpidey'S Outback? Where Lemmy shows up just like that. Live chat here with YouTubers. You better sub, bring a comic cover.
Bow down, bitches. Gobble, gobble, whack, bitches.
My best mate Lee Simon Sorrow. A Lee meme with some muscle. On here you better watch your language, or you won't get any of his Vegemite sandwich. Freaky Sid, I come from MadSpidey'S Outback. Talking comics and some smack. Welcome all to MadSpidey'S Outback. You better sub, bring a comic cover, yeah.
So once again, it is that time. It is Spidey's Outback time. And speaking of time, I know we talk about it a lot and it gets a bit draining, but because of the time change, obviously if you're in the US, this doesn't look any different because obviously you guys have gone out of daylight savings. We're still in daylight savings at the moment. So the time has actually changed for me, which actually works out a little bit better. So instead of me running it at midday, I'm actually running at same time for over that side, but it's an hour earlier for me, but yeah, as I said, works out better. One, if I want to run a longer stream, or two, if I actually got some stuff to do later in the afternoon. I can still run a 5, 6, 7 hour, or I can run a 2 hour, or whatever I want to run. And then as long as obviously people filtering through, and I can still have some sort of afternoon on the Sunday. So, but anyway, let's say hello to the chat. We all know who's going to be first. It's going to be Lascrucius. Only about an hour ago. Usually he's like 3, 4, 5 hours early jumping in with those comments. But always appreciate you, mate. Obviously, hello from New Mexico. Mr. Marcus Circumstances. Hope you're doing well, brother. Eli, hope you're doing well, mate. Mr. John's Comics with Kids, one of my favorite YouTubers. And Mr. Ben Compton, hope you're doing well, mate. So, my comments fell off. Well, I found 2 of them. Usually you put 3, usually put woohoo, hooray, and then from New Mexico, but it's all good. My earlier comments. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. As I said, so it's Sunday, just after 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Just chilling. Obviously, waiting for anybody else to sort of pop on and hang out, say hello and things like that. I know people quite often have things to do. We do have our first guest, the one only, Mr. Papa Wheelie. Hope you do. I was trying to be nice. Wait till CJ. If CJ pops on, you can do all the fingers you want. So I'm assuming you're probably playing golf at the same time as well. No, not yet. So yes, always glad to have Papa on. And yeah, as I said, anybody wants to join, I've sent the links out to a few chats, a few individuals. More than happy to jump on and just chill, talk shit, pop culture, comics, whatever you want to talk about. It's all good. As long as it doesn't go too, off the rails. We all know Papa and I know exactly what happens in Insomniac chats. That can go right off the rails real quick. It can get even a bit too much for me sometimes, but we're just grain of salted at the end of the day. He quite possibly could be. Popper's a man of many talents. He could be on multiple channels, doing his own live stream, chatting with his, whoever's in the background. Maybe, maybe his mum's there or something like that. He can do a multitude of things all at once. Whereas me, I'm pretty much just focused on one thing. But yeah, so he was on for a sec. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I know Tony usually only sort of runs about an hour and a half, I think, anyway. So once they finish, maybe some of the guys will filter on over here. But we'll soon find out. I'm just checking my messages, make sure nobody wants links. But yeah, so it's a nice sunny day today. Don't know what it's like over there. Oh, here we go. Whoa, what's going on here?
I just hanging in the garage.
In the garage.
I'm cleaning my garage, and I was listening. I was like, "Hey, I can join."
Was that an excuse to stop cleaning, or to distract you from the cleaning, or?
I mean, it's just entertaining to me. I mean, it's been a while since I've really cleaned out the garage and done the work. I got a nice glare going from the thing. So I finally almost cleared the workbench, which I've legitimately not seen the surface of the workbench in a very long time.
Is it workbench in name or in practice?
It seems to be more like pile crap up bench is the function that it seems to serve. So.
And I think, like, if I know a few YouTubers are like this, the garage tends to become the cluttered dumper, I suppose you could call it, totally. or the comic extra storage area. No cars anymore. It's like, let's put racks in with comic boxes or something. I know Rob does it, and there are a few others, that I know do it. So
yeah, when Christmas comes around, I store my a portion of my collection out here so that we can fit the tree more easily in the living room. I have not brought the boxes back yet, just because we've been so busy with stuff. So there is a set of 3, 6, 9. There's like 9 short boxes over there.
Okay.
But most of my collection's indoors because it gets really hot in California in the summer, and so this garage would not do well for the books.
No, I could imagine. I know Rob always says, the climate in LA is perfect and all this sort of stuff. In California, it's always perfect and stuff. But I would assume that summer's hot regardless. And
it is.
I don't think guys don't get the humidity though much. You mainly get
it's dry. It's a dry heat for sure.
Yeah, but still, heat for comic books do not mix.
I've tried to move them inside, so I've got most of my collection inside, and I don't keep them out here, but for the winter when it's kind of cold anyway. So it's all good, and we don't get a lot of moisture in the garage, so we're good.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, so I probably couldn't do that because we've got like. The mum and dad's house, the old man's garage is like 1,000,000 years old, like literally just corrugated iron and cement sheeting, and like it's really. I keep a lot of tubs of like my pops and some other collectibles and bits of pieces, but they're in sealed tubs. They're not in comic boxes where stuff can actually get into it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but
and we usually put them on. I put my comics on some 2x4s, so we would just lay out a couple of pieces of wood to put them on top, so that they're not directly on the hard concrete or whatever. But
I do the same with the tubs, except I actually have pallets because we get pallets at work. Being a wholesaler, we get deliveries, we get pallets. So I'm just like, that's a nice, decent size, 12 by 12 or 4 by 4.
There you go. You repurpose it, right?
And I learned my lesson because where all my statue collection is actually under the house in another small sort of storage room sort of thing. And we had water damage happen about 10 years ago.
Oh, that's scary.
So all the statues are fine, but a lot of the boxes are very warped.
Sure.
And things like that. And so we ended up building like a false floor in there.
Oh, really?
And re-putting them in there. So I think we solved the problem of the boxes not getting wet. But obviously, water can still get in there a little bit, but they've got a raised amount, so they should be okay now.
Yeah, so the garage is really mostly just for bikes and cars in our house, and I have the traditional. I can show you the traditional comic community pile of boxes if I ever need to ship stuff.
Oh shit!
It's almost 6 feet tall. I'm saying I'm 6'2", and there it is, and all the these are the United States Postal Service flat rate boxes, so I can fit a couple of Geminis or some slabs and stuff inside of one of those. But Tony's wife and I, Old Wolf's wife and I I have her number, and she texts me stuff and she's like, "This is incredible. He's got all these boxes. He's never going to use them." And I texted her back "Hey, here's my pile of boxes."
I tried to do that to a smaller, obviously I don't get a lot of, even over here, I don't order a lot of, books or things like that to ship to me, even within the country. So I'll do a mail call maybe, once a week or once a month sort of thing. So I've got AOKs and pre-orders and stuff coming in all the time, like a lot of YouTubers do. So I'll keep a few of these boxes, and then I'll get to a point where I'm just everything's in a little 3 by 3 meter bedroom, including the bed and everything else. It's not happening.
Yeah, for me, if the boxes are nice, or if the corrugated cardboard is really dense and solid, I have to save it. I have what did he say? Sorry, I have a pile in the closet. I can't read the chat. Sorry, game. I'm on my phone. Reuse all the boxes for AOKs. Yeah, so I tend to send out a lot of books. I just send I don't keep a ton. My collection's by community standards is probably pretty small. For me, it seems enormous, and my wife is stunned when I'm Tony has 10 times the amount of books I have, legitimately 10 times. I've got, I think
you're probably on a scale of probably what I'm at, because I only have about 30, 35 short boxes. That's about
me. So. I think my CLZ says it's 3,000 books, something like that.
Okay.
And I did not load into CLZ any boxes I keep where I give away stuff. So I have a couple of short boxes where I just throw stuff in. It's at some point I'll give this away. And when I give off a trade paperback to somebody, I'll just throw in a few stories of things here and there. The rest
I know who the one guy is buying these comics. The rest of us just keep reusing.
It's so true. That is the truest statement, man. That is very true.
And it's funny because that exact thing happened. And I actually worked it out by the labels on the boxes plus my knowledge of the community. I won one of the Legion Loot monthly giveaways. The first and only one I've ever won. But the box it came in was a box from a retailer in Australia.
What?
The only reason I know that because they put the place is called Pop Culture, and they've got their big label as part of the box, imprinted on the box.
So the box went from Australia to the US and then back.
So I've worked it out. What it's actually happened is, because I peeled off some of the older labels, so I've worked out that it's gone from. So Lee from Whack Comics has bought something from Pop Culture.
Yeah.
He's sent it to Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler's reused the box and sent it to Mark. And then obviously Pops is the one who sends out a lot of his stuff. So Mark's given the box to Pops and Pops has sent it to me.
That's hilarious.
So I'm I've literally worked out the whole chain of events just from a couple of labels and the box.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's
so. Yeah, no, it was. It was quite. I literally almost had a heart attack when I saw that box, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
I bet. Yeah.
Why are people in the States ordering stuff that we get on the secondary market?
Exactly.
So, but no, it was funny. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people do it though. Yeah, they just keep. They're like, "Oh, I can reuse that." It's like the old school tradie mentality of, "Oh, I can use that, old wire or that piece of sheet metal or that old glass or something like that. I'll just hoard it until I need to use it."
It's the dad mentality, right?
That's exactly right.
I love it. Yeah, that's what I'm sorting now, is just I'll just throw a bunch of screws in that and a bunch of nails in that, and maybe one day I'll use some of that stuff.
Yeah, we had to do that with the old man shed. Because obviously, like, because of Dad, like, obviously he can't even get down there anymore. So we literally had to get I don't know what you call like a skip. I don't know whether you have skip bins over there, whether they might call them something else, like big long, like 15-foot, metal.
We call them dumpsters.
Dumpsters, yeah. So same sort of principle, but yeah, big ass one. And we were throwing like wood, metal, glass, like
just anything.
piping, wire, like all sorts of weird, wacky stuff that it's like, why the hell did you keep this?
Let's see. This is. Oh, I found my car insurance card. I don't know what that's doing in the garage, buried under all.
Isn't that supposed to be in the car or in your wallet?
It is. It's supposed to be in my car, and it's. This is not even the expired. This lasts until July, so I got to put that in my car. Glad I did this.
I still don't understand that part of driving in America. Like, I know you drive on, I won't say the wrong side, I'll say the opposite side of the road.
The other side, right? Yeah.
The other side of the road. But we don't have to, all we have to carry is our license. Whether it's like you watch American movies, TV shows, license and registration.
Proof of insurance.
Proof of insurance and that. And I'm like, we don't have to do that. Like, yeah, okay, you're either insured or you're not, but we don't have to keep proof of it on it.
The insurance scam in the United States is running hard and deep.
Mm.
You can't seem to get people to let go of that ploy.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing because obviously, if you get into an accident, here's my insurance.
Yeah, it's become a whole racket,
Mm.
Let's see here. Tablecloth clamps. I don't know where I'm going to put those. Ooh, this is great.
I suppose car insurance over there is probably like everywhere else in the world. It goes up every single year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there are benefits, if you are a safe driver or if you're a kid and your grades are good, they give you benefits for that. And girls, apparently, are safer drivers than boys, so you get less price for that. So they're racist, they're bigots, they're sexist, they're ageist. Keep going. There's like 10 more layers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You are correct.
Hey, Seabizzle. This time I am following you, John. Okay.
Yeah. Seabizzle and I have been in every live stream chat we could find today. So I was in the chat, Seabizzle, and then I was like, wait, Papa's on there. I got to jump over,
And I noticed Papa's distracted now, so he's probably started up his PGA golf game.
He's been crushing that. Something. Literally and figuratively, he's been crushing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my wife got some new security motion sensing lights and just put them in the garage, so we never put them up.
Of course.
A job waiting to happen for me.
John will get to that at one day.
Right?
Yeah.
If he knew that they were there, I didn't even know we had them. Little things I'm learning here.
Oh, God.
This is what happens.
Is it a do-it-yourself kit, or is it something that actually has to be wired up?
No, I think it takes a battery.
Okay. Okay.
So it takes a battery. So it's
just a Wi-Fi unit.
It's like a motion sensitive, light for your exterior of the house. When we moved in, they had some that were built in, but they were really old. Like the plastic was so like sun bleached, you could push on it and it would start to crumble.
Yeah.
So it just needs refurbishing, as it were. All right, sorry, I'm making a little bit of noise here.
That's all right. I had a guy using a whippersnipper about 2 minutes before I started. And I'm like, is there going to be a buzzing in the background like the whole stream, or is he going to finish? He literally finished on the dot.
In Australia, you call it a whippersnipper. I love it.
Yeah, whippersnipper. I think you guys call it a weed whacker, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
There we go. Hey, G-Man.
We got G-Man Robert. What's going on? I'm going to be hanging out with Robert next Saturday on YouTube.
Yeah, so seeing he changed his time slot, like that's even earlier for me now. Like it's
but I'm going to get him. He's going to be on my channel.
Oh, okay.
He's coming over. We're going to talk about Oppenheimer.
Ah. I still have not seen Oppenheimer.
I don't know that I loved it. As far as like cinema, it's amazingly well made. It's just, I think I was more interested in the
Whipper, not whisper. AR.
I was more interested in the philosophical questions that it was raising, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I got Gore and Robert and Lady Fantastic coming on next Saturday to talk about the ethics of science. And
okay.
You know, what's that great line from Jurassic Park? Your scientists were so worried about if they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Yeah.
That's basically the theme of what we're trying to get to, and looking at Oppenheimer and what he did, and obviously the shoulders he stood on to make his achievements.
Mm.
So
no matter how devastating they were.
Right. I mean, he spent so many years trying to get the genie out of the bottle, and then the rest of the time trying to figure out how to put it back.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of things. Like, I always pride myself on being a movie buff.
Sure.
But it gets to a point where sometimes, and I've spoken, like, because obviously Mark, Legion, he's a big movie buff as well, like probably bigger than me, but we've spoken where it gets to a point where sometimes you're afraid to try new movies sometimes, because history dictates that, you're doomed to fail when it's, like stuff that's either been done before, or, it may be a totally new concept or new idea altogether, but it's like, there's no precedent for it. So do I take the leap of faith and watch this movie?
Well, and I think that's part of the drawback of the era of movies that we're living in now, because I think filmmakers and producers are very, trepidatious about what they're trying to produce. So it's like, you have to have something that's got name recognition. You have to have an IP built around it that you can sell, that nobody is making. I think it was an interview with Matt Damon, and he was talking about how there are whole genres that really just don't exist anymore. You talk about, like, remember when romantic comedies or just comedies in general were like a regular thing you'd see in the movie theaters? Like, when was the last time you really got one of those? Like, it just doesn't happen on the scale. It used to get like one a month. You'd get a good rom-com, or you'd get a Fairley Brothers, gross out screwball comedy or something. And nobody makes those movies anymore.
No, well, I remember it was like pretty much the whole 90s, maybe even early 2000s. That's all that was on the movies, was rom-coms. You get your big blockbusters occasionally.
Yeah, in summer.
And a little bit of superhero stuff chucked in, or you'd get a horror movie or something, but everything was rom-coms, or it was, or
what about
purely just comedy stuff.
You'd get like legal thrillers and police procedurals, and you'd get like, you'd get all these little films, these not necessarily indie films, but like a quality level a step above an indie film. But nobody's producing those movies anymore.
No, everybody's either going for the new It movie or the new It thing, or they're going for the I've run out of ideas. let's just remake or rehash an old classic.
You are correct.
Thus, I am confident. I'm silently confident about the new Roadhouse movie. From the trailer, it looks different, but along the same lines, because I love the original.
Oh, it's so good. The original's a classic. It's so ridiculous and over the top. It's hilarious. And I always wanted a prequel where I can see Sam Elliott kicking some butt.
Oh, yes.
That's definitely what I wanted. But, I feel like Sam Elliott got such a short part in that movie.
I wanted to say, I love Sam Elliott. Like, he is just an awesome guy.
He's great in everything.
I don't know. A question in the chat. Do I have Marvel's Spotlight 2? First Werewolf by Night? Yes, I do.
I don't know if you saw the Bradley Cooper movie he did, A Star Is Born. Where
I'm not big on the musical movies.
It's definitely full of music, but it's definitely not a musical.
It's not a musical, but it's a music movie, yeah.
But Sam Elliott plays his brother, and he is he will rip your heart out and make you cry. Like his dialogue, the trauma between these two brothers and the way it plays out, it's really well done.
Yeah.
So Sam Elliott's might be my favorite part in that movie, and there's so many good parts.
Yeah, now this is an interesting. Yeah, The Crow looks like a burning dumpster fire. I am, and that's another movie that I absolutely love because I'm a big martial arts fan. I knew of Brandon Lee before The Crow. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon when The Crow came out.
Sure.
Like the first movie I saw him in was what was Rapid Fire?
The
movie.
Yeah.
And I loved that movie. And then obviously this has happened. Like I love Bill Skarsgård. Like he's an absolutely fantastic actor, especially when it's the thrill, shock, and awe type movies. Like he played an absolutely awesome Pennywise.
Yep.
So I love him as an actor, but I'm like, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about the comics, whether they're going more for an original sort of look. But apparently, from what Crow experts have told me, like I know Nick's Kicks and Comics is a big Crow guy.
Yeah.
He reckons the original Brandon Lee movie was pretty spot on.
Right.
Because I've never read a Crow book.
I've never either. Let me grab something real quick. I'm gonna clean this.
Yeah, Rapid Fire was so much fun. Yeah, I did love that. I'm very skeptical about this new Crow movie. It looks interesting, but yeah, I just don't know. And this is the problem with remakes or rehashes and that sort of thing. It's you're too busy comparing it to the original. And that is where the problem lies. What really never read The Crow? Really, you never saw the first. Papa, what are you doing? Watch the first Crow. Just do it. I wish they would have done another Crow storyline and not have it be Eric Draven. Okay, has it always been Eric Draven though, or somebody else? I'm not sure. Hey, splash page. Yeah, it's as I said, I'm very skeptical about the new one. I'll probably, whether I go see it or whether I I don't know. I honestly don't know whether it's going to be any good or not. What do you think of the other songs? You'd only get that reference or that joke if you're part of Simon's membership, the Seminions, as he calls it. They're just moving into a new place. And there was a little bit in there. It's only like a 4-minute video. I don't think he'll actually release it to the general public. I think he'll only do it for the members. But yeah, it looks a lot nicer than the old place, Darren. That's for sure. I've been to his last place, which he's still in now, and the place before. So this one looks a lot bigger. Like he's always had small places. This one looks rather large.
All right.
Get out of here, Papa Dirty Dancing.
Who's being in trouble in the chat?
Oh no, I was saying to Werewolf. You guys, what do you think of other Simon's sex house? And I'm like, unless you're an actual member of the Seminions, you'd actually get that joke. Because he's moving into a new place, like where Simon and Sarah are actually on the rental agreement.
Oh wow, together.
Yeah.
Big step.
And it's it's a lot bigger than his previous two places, because I've been to his previous two places, and yeah, this next one's definitely a step up.
Good for them.
So what's this? If I remember right, his second Crow movie was a different guy. Yeah, each Crow movie was a different guy. Even the series was a different guy. I remember Mark Dacascos played one of them.
Yes.
And I love Mark Dacascos. Obviously,
he's really talented, yeah.
Being a big martial arts fan, and one of my favorite movies is Brotherhood of the Wolf.
That's a great movie. Yeah. I feel
Love
like they
that
didn't
movie.
use him well enough in that.
No, and he didn't. I know he's like, it was a non-speaking role, or he was just there for the action scenes and stuff like that.
All the fighting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a fantastic movie.
The visual look of that movie was so cool.
All right, so Katie says
it was
the
a-
new
was a
Crow
French-
movie is supposed to be based on the OG character. Okay.
It was a French movie, though, right? The Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yes, it was. And the funny thing is, I actually think I saw it dubbed in Japanese or something first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw Japanese and subtitles, then I saw the French, and then there's an English one as well. So Mark Dacascos must have done the TV series, yes, Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
So, hey, Dave. Yeah, I'm very skeptical about the new Crow movie. Let's put it like, and I think most people are in the same boat. Have you seen the trailer, John?
Yes. I'm not excited.
Yeah, it's I'll still watch it because I love the original, but I think in the back of my mind I'll still be comparing it too much to the original.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's not a bad statement, Katie. It looks like John Wick, not the Crow.
I mean, I think it wishes it looked like John Wick.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Yeah, if it was more like John Wick, get Keanu to play, Eric Draven, and it should be good.
Keanu is so freaking awesome, man. That guy. We don't deserve Keanu Reeves.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm still in awe of how much of a normal guy he is.
Yes.
That's the thing that, like, it makes you love him even more.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, people talk about, I saw footage of him, giving up his seat for an old lady on the train in New York and stuff like that. And it's like, that stuff, like, all that stuff, you can tell it's not scripted because it's literally just somebody filming. They say, it's Keanu Reeves, I'm just going to film. You can tell it's authentic. It's not just bullshit.
Yeah. I can't remember the story I heard from, I think it was the actress Octavia Spencer. Do you know her from The Help?
The name does sound familiar.
When she was like a no-name kind of actress who was just bit parts and things, she had her car break down in Hollywood, and Keanu stopped and helped her fix her car.
Yeah.
She's like, he didn't know me because I have not really done anything. I was like blown away. And then all these years later, now I see him at like events and I'm like, do you remember this? And he was like, oh, yeah, it was you. She was like,
now I need to put a name to the face now. I'll need to have a look.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know the name sounds familiar.
Sure. She's been in a lot of stuff. I think she's been a couple of two-time Academy Award nominee.
Oh, yes. She always she quite often will play like comedy roles or the grumpy mum or grumpy aunt or something like that.
She was in that movie The Shape of Water, where like it was the lab doing experiments on a creature from the Black Lagoon kind of thing, and the woman who is
Fabian.
Yes, and the woman who is mute like falls in love with him. She was like the other woman working in the lab, like cleaning up the place.
Yeah, I do recognize her now. Yeah, she's actually been. Yeah, she was another one of those sort of actresses that you're like, notice the face and go, I remember her roughly from something, but you don't remember necessarily a specific show or a movie or
exactly. Yeah. Let's see if I told that. Hey.
I'll look back and
Beckerman's in the chat.
Set footprints in the sand. That is when Keanu carried. Oh my God, Mike!
That's so good. Oh my goodness!
The old footprints in the sand analogy. Yeah,
deep and meaningful.
Yeah. That was definitely. I never watched the movie, but yeah, that was. As soon as I saw the trailer, when that's just an Abe Sapien ripoff, definitely.
Yes, definitely. And I think it was the same performer.
Joe.
I think it was the same actor playing him.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because it's both were done by the same filmmaker who did Hellboy.
That was Guillermo del Toro.
Correct. Yeah.
His acting is really him, never changes. Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, what?
I was just reading G-Man's comment. His acting is really him, never changes.
And I was making that comment, I think, this morning when I was talking about Tom Cruise. Both of those guys being able to really pick movies that suit them. Not necessarily trying to like transform into some new part. Not that they both haven't tried to do that, but that on the regular, I think both are gentlemen who are good at producing or choosing projects that suit them and what they can bring to it.
And that happens a lot. Like you get those, those classic method actors that, will take on any role they get given and make it their own. But then you get those sort of actors that they'll look at a movie and go, I personally don't think I'd do well in that or look good in this. I will not do it. I'll give it to somebody else.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise is very much like that. Keanu, to a certain degree, is a lot like that too.
He has a type of role that he likes, and he's really, really good at it.
Like he's pigeonholed into the, action type, main lead, I'm going to kick ass type thing. But yet he still does, obviously, your Bill and Ted sort of stuff, or if you like,
he can definitely cross genres. Although both of them can. I mean, I don't know if you saw Tropic Thunder with Tom Cruise. He's so freaking great in that. Yeah,
there is like the outlying, weird movies that they sort of can pull off, but whenever like Tom Cruise tries to do that, like romancy type movie, it generally fails miserably.
Unless it's Jerry Maguire.
Unless it's Jerry Maguire. Well, Jerry Maguire was obviously more sports based than romance based. But...
Right. Well, it was obviously more about the talent of the writer director Cameron Crowe than it was anything else.
Yeah. No, definitely.
All right. I can actually see this top of the counter again. This is crazy.
So you felt like you've achieved something.
I have, but admittedly, most of the stuff I took off is just on the ground behind me.
So you haven't thrown anything out. 2, you haven't used, and 3, you haven't put it away where it's supposed to be.
Exactly. I'm gonna have my wife come out at some point and just double check what I can throw away. I gotta get. Some of this is like I'm taking it right out of the Home Depot bag or whatever, wherever I just bought everything. So I want to make sure if she's like, no, I ended up not needing it, then I can get rid of it.
Yeah, I need to go to Home Depot. I need to pick up some screws and a new light bulb and this and that and whatever else. I'll just put it in the garage for the moment. 10 years later. Oh, is that where that went?
This is accurate.
Oh, that's like me at the moment with YouTube and collectibles. It's like open up a box or show what I've just bought, and then it goes into a storage tub or into the statue pile or into a comic box or whatever. Nothing stays out on display. It just all goes packed away in a different box.
Oh my gosh. It's too accurate, Simon. You're too accurate.
Yeah. Ooh. Cameron Crowe is one of the all-time great directors. I can watch Singles and Almost Famous on a loop.
Great movies. Yes. And I'm obsessed with Almost Famous. I can watch that so many times.
I have never seen Almost Famous.
It's quickly become like, since it came out in the early 2000s, I think it's been a regular watch for me every year. I really do love that one.
Is Almost Famous the one with on the cover? There's like the girl's like, she looks like she's naked and she's like at a bed of petals or something.
No, that's American Beauty.
It's American Beauty.
Almost Famous is Cameron Crowe basically retelling his adolescence. He, as a young kid, growing up in LA, he got he was obsessed with music. His parents, his dad was never around. His mom was very strict, and his sister was a rebellious sort and always had the kind of music, Art and Garfunkel or whatever, that mom said was unacceptable because there was drugs in it or whatever. And so he started listening to her music, and then when she moved out, she ran away from home basically. It became his identity, and he was a writer as a kid, and he tried to get his writing published, his articles about bands that he was loving, Allman Brothers or whatever that he was loving. And then he somehow, and they show you in the movie how it happened, but he basically convinced Cream magazine to let him travel with a young upcoming band, and write articles for them. They didn't realize, because it was all done over the phone, that he was still in high school and that he was not of age. And so he spent his senior year basically, and then subsequent years in college, traveling around with bands. And so it follows him in the late, probably like early 70s, maybe, traveling around with this band on its way up the ladder that's dealing with a lot of things. And he's a teenager. He's experiencing sex and drugs and rock and roll all for the first time. Great cast: Billy Crudup, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it's all about music in the early 70s, basically. Bowie plays a part in it. Zeppelin, not the real guy, but like not the Bowie didn't play himself, but somebody's playing Bowie.
Yeah.
And the band that they follow in the movie is fictional, but I believe it was supposed to be the Allman Brothers band in real life. That was who he was traveling with.
Oh, okay.
So it's
sounds like something I could watch.
Yeah, it's if you like music from that era, rock and roll from the early 70s, it's gonna hit a lot of boxes for you.
Yeah, well,
just the soundtrack alone.
Even though I wasn't born, or I was born extreme late 70s, but I still loved my Led Zeppelin, my Kiss, my Black Sabbath.
Heck yeah.
Like all that sort of era. AC/DC, obviously, being an Aussie, as started in the 70s as well. So
I love it. Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So that would be my wheelhouse anyway. So
I never liked modern music. I was always like listening to older stuff. So
even today, like I listen to a popular radio rock station when I'm like out doing deliveries for work or whatever, or just actually at in the branch.
Sure.
And they'll play some modern stuff, but it will be a lot of older sort of late 70s, 80s, 90s sort of rock stuff, and that's my wheelhouse.
Sure.
We do have another guest though. We have the beautiful Mr. Mike Beckerman.
Let me in, you bogan.
What's going on, Mike?
What's going on?
Oh,
sir?
Not much. John, we got some X-Men news out of Austin, Texas.
We did indeed.
I made a really terrible joke on Wednesday on Sector's show, Guess That Key. I was like, it makes sense it would come out of there because all my X-Men live in Texman. It fell flat. It was really bad. I tried.
I liked it. That's good. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What are your thoughts on some of these new X-Men books we're going to get?
Well, I told you a few months back, I knew you knew with the Free Comic Book Day announcement that Gail Simone would be involved somehow.
Yes.
I don't know. Cautiously optimistic is what I'm going to say. I'm glad that I like the division. I like the titles I've seen.
Yes.
Well, there's some more trouble coming in.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it started. That and I've got to look at the list again because I do know of an artist I'm friends with that will be working on a Wolverine related project, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. So I got to look at the list first and
probably not.
See if they've been announced.
They have not announced the Wolverine team. They announced the 3 X-Men teams, right? Jed MacKay.
So then I'm going to shut my mouth.
Yeah, Jed MacKay, Eve Ewing, and Gail Simone are the 3 writers they announced. And then they announced 6 other
And we knew
books.
Jed McKay would be involved too because of Free Comic Book Day.
And then they announced 6 other titles, including, Phoenix, Storm, Wolverine, X Factor, X Force, and one other I can't remember now. Cliff is probably going to know it. But there's a total of 9. So they're sticking with the model of 2 a week, basically, is where they're sticking.
Which I like. When
it's
they're
a
good.
lot.
I'm all right with it if it's good, bro.
Like, having collected everything in the fall of X, I've not been enjoying the hefty amount of X titles so much.
Is it worse than Spider-Man?
We didn't mind
as far as
as
buying stuff up, it's as bad as, right, if not worse than Spider-Man. As far as actually enjoying what I'm reading, way better than Spider-Man.
That's good to hear.
Like, as of late, even when X-Men has been bad, it's still been 10 times better than Amazing Spider-Man.
Which is sad to say, but yeah.
Except for when he had the Norman sins in his blood. That was a great story.
What's up, Biggie?
Biggie.
Oh, God.
So yeah.
Hey, Rich.
I got that Rizzo piece.
Oh, you did? Awesome.
And he's going to be on 4C.
Oh, okay. Are they going to be doing an op
show.
with him, or hang on, give me 2 secs. Oh, wow.
Ooh, wow, that is gorgeous.
He has gone really ink heavy, but it fucking works.
I like it. That's
awesome. Yeah, that is.
And my Bisley remark was terrific too.
Was he drunk or not drunk this time?
Mildly buzzed.
He usually works better when he's drunk, is what I've been heard. I've never met the guy, but I've heard a million stories.
He was having a lot of
fun. Yeah, I see him in New York a lot. So yeah.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. You know what I'm saying?
I had a really good conversation with Mark Wade. And then, so I was working my buddy's booth, selling comic books with him. And I saw CB Sobolski walk by, said hey to him because he was there to check out Artist Alley and try to get some portfolio reviews in. And he stopped and we talked. And it turns out like we both love comic books and food. So we talked for a long time. And actually now I have his email and we've corresponded a little. Really nice guy. Super cool.
CB? You're talking about CB, right?
I actually
saw
met
him in the train.
My first ever convention here in Australia was like early 2000s. And he actually came
he lived
out
in
here.
Japan then.
Yeah, he actually came over here. And so I wouldn't even know who the artists, if we even had any artists at that time, because it was a very small convention that eventually obviously became one of the big two. And super, like, because one of my friends is actually a great artist. Like, I'm not friends with her anymore, unfortunately, but she's a great artist, and we took her portfolio and he gave some really honest, great advice how to advance her style and her art and things like that. And yeah, he was just a super nice guy to talk to. Like, really nice and easy to talk to.
Yeah, Marcus, he gave me his card when he introduced himself before you got there. Marcus came up on part of it. He thought it was just some dude I was talking to. He's like, I thought you guys were like friends or something.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple of weeks ago in the train. At first, it took me a moment to recognize that it was him. But then I identified it was CB because he had a whole bunch of Marvel gear on him. So like his phone, he had like a bag. And I wanted to say what's up just for a moment, say, just, nod or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up leaving the train. But I was like, that's CB Sobolski. This is the second time I've seen a Marvel editor-in-chief just outside in the street. The last one was Joe Quesada.
The reason I recognized him is I was C2E2 like 2018 or 2019. He was the referee on a podcast panel I was on. Like, people from the audience got to go up and participate. My tag team partner was Nick Spencer. we lost
You poor
to
bastard.
Humberto Ramos and somebody else. So, do you remember the Spider-Man Hunted storyline?
Yeah.
I didn't read Spider-Man at that time, nor
Was
do
it
I
the
now.
Grim Hunt or was it the Grim Hunt?
No, it's where all of the animal-themed villains were running around Central Park and Kraven was hunting them.
Oh, okay. Because there is another one called the Grim Hunt.
No, this was called
similar.
The Hunt, Spider-Man The Hunted. So they did a March Madness style bracket. And if you raised your hand, you got assigned a villain. And I got the Toad. And my opponent was White Rabbit. And the dude that was against me he was like, "Isn't this the year of the woman?" And so I don't know. Like I lost the crowd right away. I didn't even try. I was like, I don't know. The Toad's pretty. I went the wrong way with it because when he said this is the year of the woman, I was like, well, Toad's kidnapped a lot of women.
Wow.
He chloroformed Jean Grey. Come on.
It's the tongue. He gets him with the tongue.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about the tongue, but I thought I'll leave that one alone.
He's literally chloroformed Jean Grey.
Hey, just throw some storm at him, and
But anyway, so I lost. Nick Spencer was my partner. He was worthless. But CB Cebulski was the referee. He even had like a referee T-shirt. That's what we talked about when he first came up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
But I thought it was cool because when I said his name, he like goes like this, and he's like, "I heard my name." And instead of like walking up to the booth to talk, he just walked into the booth, like straight up, shook hands, gave us his card.
Was it 4C affiliated that you were working at, or somebody else?
No, just a buddy of mine's booth. He sells comics at.
Oh, okay.
And then so people were coming up like there was like a customer when he first got there, and he announced to people we're only selling Marvel books. But nobody knew who he was, so it was kind of funny.
I think now he's becoming a little more recognizable.
Well, he's had the job for what, 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah, it's been a while now.
He was always jet setting around, like the world, pretty much trying to find talent.
Yeah, well, that was his job before editor in chief.
Yeah, because he took the job from Alexis Alonso, right?
Correct. No,
he didn't get.
Was that who they? Was there somebody in between him and Quesada?
Yeah, it was Alexis Alonso.
I thought Alexis Alonso was. No, you're right. Was he at EIC? Huh?
Yeah, he was
for like a year or what?
It wasn't long lived because he was making some pretty bad choices. But I think CB came after. And somehow I'm thinking Tom Brevoort, I think that's what you said. I can't say his last name. You know what I'm talking about? Tom Brevoort, something like that?
Brevoort? He was never EIC.
He was never, but he was like top of the line editor. He was like a senior editor or something like that.
Yeah, he's been like one of the main Marvel editors for quite a while, and I guess he's going to be running some of this. I just have not been really wowed by Marvel editorial the last few decades, so it's like I don't know that I'm like
maybe because editorial stopped doing real editorial jobs for decades now at both companies.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
They're too busy trying to sneak themselves writing jobs.
That's
where the money's at.
I mean, that's like one thing, but also like just delivering corporate directives. I mean, it's not like, hey, you really shouldn't use Kitty this way, this issue, because we have her over here on this book, unless we slip in a note that these take place 1 month apart. No, gone are those days where anyone gives a crap about continuity.
You're right.
Continuity, what's that?
Continuity's been thrown out the door a long time ago.
I mean, listen, I was just happy. Even when House of X, Powers of X, the Krakoa H, even when it was messy, at least they try to stick to a playbook, Like, I'm going to give them that. Their weekly meetings did pay off.
I think the company that did it better will always be DC over Marvel, because DC always has a shutdown period and then like a relaunch period. They always do it. When it comes to like, oh yeah, let's just screw the continuity from the past and just ignore and just clean it out. That's what New 52 was supposed to be. That was Rebirth kind of supposed to be. But at the end of the day,
Rebirth wasn't a restart.
It wasn't
New
a restart, but it
was.
Yeah, New 52 was definitely a restart. Rebirth was kind of trying to like
Rebirth was a restore. That's what it was.
Relaunch. It was a relaunch. And stuff like that. But did Marvel try to do it after Secret Wars? I think that was supposed to be the time period that was
Mark and I have had this conversation a lot. And really, if you think about it, there's only been 2 hard resets of the DC continuity.
Which is the first one is in
Crisis and New 52.
Yeah. And New 52. But before Crisis, they just kind of just said screw it. Especially in the 50s. The 50s was like,
there really wasn't a continuity. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. And then they're all different. That's where they developed the Infinite Earths concept.
But the other stuff is more of like events and directions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, rebooting the lines is hard these days because people want to keep the old stuff.
And really, when did Marvel...
Because the old heads are the ones spending all the money. We're part of our own problem.
When did Marvel... How many hard resets has Marvel had?
Oh, God. How many volumes of Amazing Spider-Man are there? Fucking hell.
No, I'm talking a hard reset where you completely start from scratch.
I think the only
Heroes Reborn
would be Secret.
Heroes Reborn wasn't meant to be that.
Heroes Reborn was a hard reset. It was characters with new paths.
Yeah, but what it was
new backstory.
We're putting them into an alternate. It was like Age of Apocalypse, where we're just putting them in a different world. We're doing the same thing, but we're putting them in a pocket universe. That's what Heroes Reborn
They weren't even in a pocket universe. They were on a counter Earth on the other side of the sun. That was it.
I'm just saying, like, for hard resets, how many have there been?
Marvel, the only one I was thinking of is Secret Wars.
The recent Secret Wars is the only one that I would count as.
And I would call that more of a soft reset. It more just
it's the closest thing they've experienced to a hard reset.
Yeah. Since Heroes Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
And even that is not a hard reset because a cluster of characters went over to Counter Earth and got their lives.
But that's not what it was originally intended to be. It was intended to be a hard reset, and then they chickened out and they went through a bankruptcy because the Revlon guy doesn't know how to run a business.
Too busy working on the makeup.
And people stopped buying his crappy hair products.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Well, anyhow, I guess they crapped out, but like even in the first issue, when Thor is like broken free, he's describing the battle they just faced, and he goes, I just remember Mother Misgod rising to protect me, and it was like, yeah, dude, we were there, we saw this.
It's just so hard, man. Nowadays it's so difficult because it's like you're talking about so many years of continuity. And you got to get to that point where you just say, screw the continuity already. And just let's create new continuity and leave it at that. But it's still hard. It's extremely hard.
You know what?
Heroes Reborn Captain America. Did you ever realize, like, that's the Winter Soldier storyline?
No, I haven't read that in years. I haven't read that since it came out.
So Captain America... you find out that he's been having his mind wiped every decade by the government.
So pretty much that story was then taken to Winter Soldier because it came out before Winter Soldier.
So wait a second, Izzy, are you saying that Rob Liefeld created the Winter Soldier?
Based on how I'm looking at it, as far as time wise.
Shit.
I'm just trying to get Izzy lynched.
Yeah, no, you're not.
No, I'm just saying. It feels a lot like the Winter Soldier storyline.
Who knows? Mm-hmm.
Only it was like 20 years earlier, 15, 12 years.
Speaking of reboots, are you guys going to see The Crow?
We just John and I were discussing that a little bit earlier. It's like, what is it with, like, I know we've mentioned it a million times before, but it's getting to that point now where all the movies now, it's nothing really. It's either like brand spanking new concept, which may or may not work. It's a very hit and miss, or everything's a remake or a rehash. And with
It's been like that for a while.
Crow, like, I have the mentality of like, I'm always going to compare it to the original, regardless of whether they take a different way with it or a different storyline with it or anything like that. But from what it looks to me is they're trying to do a remake, but add their own, twist on it.
The problem with The Crow is that the original one is it's so locked up with Brandon Lee, even though it really shouldn't be. But it is because of what happened. And to be honest, being that the movie is so iconic, it's so good, it was perfect for its generation. And this one, there are elements of the original, like as far as the story, obviously it's the exact same story, but there are elements of it. But I don't know, it feels too clean, even though it looks violent as hell. Which I'm down for that, because the original was like that. But I feel like it's just it's too bright. I don't know if that means anything. Like, the movie should look dark.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean, because I watched the trailer again last night, and I was like, I remember the trailers, the lead up, the movie itself to the original Crow. Everything is at night, or it's like during the day. It's all gritty and overcast and like dark and dim. This one, too much. There's too much light in the movie. Like, even when they're walking into buildings into the original one, it was still dimly lit and it was still just raw and, yeah, as you said, gritty. This one, he's like walks into a place and it's like lit up like, a cathedral sort of thing. Yeah,
he's not even like a creature of the night, and it looks like he's going to a theater.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Rob.
Hello.
What a lovely episode of Only Slabs today. And every passing day draws closer.
That's right. You're just around the corner.
Yeah. By the way, you have me booked the same day as King Kong in New Jersey.
You're not going to King Kong?
I am, which means I had to buy the early bird ticket. I got to leave here around 7:30 in the morning, get there for 9 a.m., run around to see all you folks in Big Lion Cat and everybody, grab my Comics Curing Cancer poster, get to the car about 12:30, get home.
You're going to do the show because you need slabs.
Let me ask you a question. When I asked you if you wanted to be on, and I said, did I tell you you had to choose this date and only this date?
No, it's my dumb ass that did.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Rob, I'm not blaming
Mr. Beckerman, the defense rests. I'm not a.
He's just a small town bird lawyer.
All that for nothing.
Rob, don't mistake it for not 1 second. This is all on me. Like, I created this scenario for myself.
We never had any doubt that you didn't.
Well, Rob certainly didn't.
No.
Don't forget, you could also get the sketch. Don't forget to get a sketch.
Listen, I'll get whatever I please. If I walk in there and I see a slab that I want to bring home with me for Only Slabs, it's going to happen.
I need one book.
I brought this one in that I bought 2 hours ago.
Let me tell you a story about this book.
Why not?
Is anyone else transfixed by John doing chores?
You had Triple G's friend on. You had Triple G's buddy on, and he literally ordered slabs for Only Slabs. And he's there. He's like, I ordered this just for today. And I'm like, what?
Oh no, that was Timo Hana.
Yes, that was great. He's like, I ordered these just for today. I was like, oh snap, just for today.
That's how you know you've done something.
Yeah.
I'm this close. I'm not there yet. I haven't contacted Rob yet, but we're gonna get some slabs.
The thing is like I have enough slabs, and they all have a story. They all have meaning for me. So I'm like, that's enough, at least for my very first appearance.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
If you're allowed back on again.
If you're allowed back.
Well, I'm not going to show up with 25 Pokemon cards. Damn it.
Let me show you where I got this
And
from.
oddly enough, yet he still was allowed to come back on a second time.
Well, because he understood what happened.
Well, because the first time he did it intentionally, just to
that was
Exactly.
intentional.
just to get it.
And
then the next
unintentional.
his next one, he intentionally led everyone to believe that there would be a repeat, and then not intentionally went back to what.
Like, it was great. I enjoyed both episodes. The first one, because it's so awkward, it's fabulous, right? And he just keeps going because we're all here. There's no backing away from this now.
We were real close to backing away from it. I was real close to hitting end stream.
So now that you brought that up, Rob, has there been an episode of OnlyFabs that you could say is like one of your worst episodes? We know there's bangers, like that we could say, but has there been an episode that you could say without revealing who it is or anything like that? I wouldn't want to shout you. But
Yeah,
is there an episode that you could say
there's a couple
this is
lesser?
the worst?
There are definitely some lesser episodes.
What was the reason why there were lesser episodes in your mind?
Sometimes it just really had to do with where there was so much glare or so poor camera stuff where you just really the audience really couldn't see, or sometimes low bandwidth where it made it very difficult to see what the person was showing.
Mm-hmm.
So those were technical reasons why they were 4 episodes. As far as what somebody's showing off goes, I don't necessarily think so, because I think the part I keep saying the point of the show.
Hey, no firearms on live streams.
It wasn't a real firearm. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, Rob.
So as far as people what they choose to show, I always say that it's really about people and their collection and not the slabs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So from that aspect, that's fine. But there are 1 or 2 that have taken liberties with what they are showing off on the show that aren't necessarily what was intended to be shown on the show. So
Nerdy girl. I said it.
Oh my God! Now I'm back to nervous.
You will be judged, Cliff.
There's pretty much three categories that I put them in. There's one where the collection is so outstanding, but the person doesn't necessarily have the the personality or maybe the experience.
Oh my God, they're a snoozer. They're boring but the collection is fire. Yes.
It's not going to be you though, Cliff. You speak and yelling. You're the Billy Mays of the comic book community. Like all you have to do is yell about OxyClean or something. Cliff on Comics here. Have you heard about OxyClean?
Yeah, wow!
I love OxyClean. Shut up.
So getting back to what I was saying. So
the slab has a scratch, but ShamWow is going to buff it right out.
So personality-wise, not necessarily great, but books have been fantastic. You got the opposite where the books have been just normal books, but the personality has been huge. But then you get the combination of the pair. The books have been great, and the personality's been great, and the presence has been great. And
so you got a magic quadrant, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So MadSpidey has built the magic quadrant, and he's plotting people on that quadrant to see who falls in which.
I'm getting out the pie charts and the graphs.
No, it's just a magic quadrant.
Then you gotta have the episode where the personality is garbage, but the books are also garbage.
Well, that's what you have. You have personality in books, right? So on the magic quadrant, and then you have this people fall in. They have great books, poor personality. You plot horizontally and grab, and then they fall into different quadrants of where they go. That's how they do stuff in the business world.
Yeah, this would be great because then you retitle it.
I very much enjoyed what was his name there? Well, I joined the guy today, but what was it? Was Ronnie the one with all the Spider-Man stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
Actually, I
Big,
did enjoy
big
that
Ronnie
because-
Hustle.
Yeah, I was like, because at first I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? But then I really got into it. He sold me on it.
now
And
you
I
just
know
hope
MadSpidey was, I know you were in Australia loving every second of it. You were like, show me another one.
Actually, I was getting bored.
Were you really? Even when he's whipping out magazine-sized Todd McFarlane's?
It was great. It was great and unique episode. Don't get me wrong, but there's only so many times you can show the same book, regardless of the variation of it. It's still the same book.
I think
I
what
agree.
sold the episode, but what sold the episode was his knowledge towards.
Oh yeah, the knowledge
Yeah,
for sure. As
that's
was
what
said.
did
If he
it.
didn't,
That's what drew me in.
if he didn't have the knowledge towards it, then it would have fallen under that category of okay. So you got a lot of Spider-Man books. You know what I mean?
But yeah, great guy, great personality, great knowledge. If it had been a bit more diversity, it would have almost been a perfect episode, but it was a very unique episode that still, it sticks in your mind though. That's the thing. If it sticks in your mind and you remember it, then you know it was a good episode. It's like when they say, you know, if you're watching an advertisements on TV and you're like, oh, I'm sick of seeing this one. They intentionally did that so you would remember it.
Mhm.
And that's how you know,
Going back
marketing
to
tricks work.
He should have just finished it off with like Spider-Man 13 or something like that. You know, it's the same costume, same picture, but it's like the first homage.
Well, he did show that, but he showed it earlier on. Yeah,
Oh, really? I missed that. I got
Yeah.
in there late. So
I think it was like the second book he showed.
I would have ended with that.
That's not even on the on the quadrant at all. They are.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
his
it's
second
called
second
the
episode was
shits
fun.
They are.
Yeah, his second episode was good.
Mhm.
Taylor was far better prepared for his second round.
No, I mean,
He was
in all
prepared
honesty,
the first time.
I
He
don't-
had that planned for months.
yeah, exactly. In all honesty, for circumstances, I mean, look, I don't think that there's any one guest that's the best because there's different ways that you can judge them. But was there a guest that I had the most fun during? Absolutely, and I've mentioned it multiple times. Ilsun was absolutely just a blast, and he was like the the first person I think we had on when we switched the name of the show to Only Slabs. But he surprised me because I had no previous interaction with him other than reaching out to him. I'd been in some sale, the flip mode claim sales, and I'd seen him in there many times, but I had never interacted with him before. And having him come on, the conversations were just, and the way the humor went with him and everything else, it was just very smooth, and it was a pure joy.
Mm.
Not that other people weren't.
And now
joyous,
I've got that episode
but-
queued up.
I don't know. It was just a really fun episode that stood out in my mind. I mean, there's other great episodes, and all the episodes are fun in one form or another. Like I said, I don't think there's a truly bad episode. Like the most of the issues I would say where there's the closest to a bad episode is really some of the ones that were just plagued with technical issues, or maybe some of those very first ones where it's just me showing off some of my crappy PGX books back in the day. But
I don't know, Rob. There's a couple of snoozers from like last year where I was like, oh my God, how are Chris and Rob getting through this? This guy's putting
no, not you, John. You're good.
Here's my next book.
I was like, Cliff, I was on last season. I'm just gonna say.
Do you know how many freaking there's so many episodes, but yeah, there was like a couple where I was like, oh my God, who is it? Why are they
So many
so
episodes.
bad?
Cliff, you're going to be episode 140.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you won 40.
That's my real age. And
I hate how funny AR is. Like, it actually infuriates me.
I love AR. And I love the AR and I share a friend. That's so great.
He and Circumstances are annoyingly humorous.
I don't find Circumstances.
I was waiting for Mike to dime in with that.
I mean, funny in like a tragic Greek way. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, humor has many different sides to it.
True.
I love how you named. Did you name Ilsun's episode "Midlife Crisis in Mylar"?
That's it. That was like his tagline. So for early on, I was like using some people had taglines and whatnot on their IG or whatever. That was what he had his tagline as. So I didn't come up with that. But yeah.
No, I did find a use for circumstances last weekend, carrying my stuff.
Oh, was he playing the role of Flo?
Yeah, yep. He was my caddy.
What now? Was he better or less than Flo?
I mean, less.
Or was he even Flo?
Flo was never my caddy. He's property of DJ Links.
That's true.
Incorporated.
So you have a new bag, bitch. Then.
No, I had a big heavy box that Bill Morrison wanted shipped out to him of Simpsons toys he bought at the show that he's going to draw on. And there was no way I would have been able to get it to my car. So Marcus carried it for me. And in return, I've crapped all over him.
Well, that sounds very Beckerman of you.
Yes.
You're a bad man. He was very helpful.
The unpaid hired help. We have a request for you, John, too.
Why am I not wearing it? Let's see. It's right over here.
There we go.
Is that better? Is that better for
All
you?
you need is a whip.
You just look like season 1 Rick Grimes.
He does. Go ahead,
I can get the whip. Believe it or not, Cliff, I think you would believe it. I have a whip.
Just
I
say
do
Carl.
believe it, and I want to see it.
Just scream out, Carl.
I'll be right back.
Wrong
Thank
franchise.
you, Indiana John.
Wrong franchise. Come on.
Okay.
Carl.
We can mix.
does
We can
look-
mix franchises for me. That's okay.
I don't know. He
does
kind of
something.
looks like early Rick Grimes with that hat. Does anyone else see it?
I did see it. I appreciate it.
Never watched an episode.
You only need to see the first
Well,
four seasons.
aren't you hip?
No,
Matt
just saying
Spidey
it
and
was
I
a-
have neither. I've never watched an episode either.
I
watched-
don't blame Spidey, Rob, but you have no excuse. He lives in a third world country. He doesn't have our advantages.
Well, I have so many other things that are more important to me than watching
To-
Walking
To,
Dead.
to Simon, it's a live stream. It's like, that's what's happening
Yeah, well,
over
I've
there.
got-
Yep.
I've got the possum running around on a wheel to keep the internet going.
Right.
There you go.
Hmm.
And did you threaten it with an American possum every time he slows down?
I would.
Listen.
I mean, I just picture like a gymnasium with like kangaroos going at it, and the kinetic energy is what's powering everything. I feel like that's much more exciting.
I've
It's
generally
my
used.
belief that America is the only first world country. New Jersey is a second world country, and then everything else is third world.
You ain't
Oh.
wrong. You are not wrong.
Poor Joyzy.
No, Jersey sucks. And I'm wearing a Jersey shirt. I got a shirt that says Super Jersey on it.
That's
Hey,
a
I know
lie.
one of the guys that puts that on. Sorry, Rob, I keep stepping on you.
Sorry, I said that's a lie.
Did he bring props?
I forgot I loaned it to my nephew for Indiana Jones for Halloween. He hasn't given it back yet. I got the hat, the Indy hat. That's my Indy.
Oh,
hat.
we're getting all the looks tonight.
Yeah.
Good.
I've done Indiana Jones a few times for Halloween over the years.
I look forward to your 2025 calendar, sir.
Oh God! Don't get
The
Cliff
many
started on
moods of
calendars.
John. So sorry, folks, to disappoint. No whip tonight.
Damn.
Whip it into shape. Shape it up.
But it's
That's
a good
okay.
one. It makes a loud pop.
Only me and Comics by the Bay are disappointed.
That sounds about right.
We need a John calendar.
Just carefully showing off hot dogs. What?
Slabs that are importantly located.
Yes, this is the linguiça. This is the chorizo. This one's the Polish.
It's part of Circumstance's dad bod revolution.
Oh my God, that would be such a great combo community calendar. Why are we not doing this? We'll get you, we'll get Circumstances,
and then you're going
to be great.
The comic community looks like me and Rob.
That's
it
okay.
would be the
I know how
calendar.
to pick them. It's fine. Don't worry.
It would make money because people would be paying us not to produce it.
No. That would be the Cliff Beckerman calendar. That's ours. That's good.
That is the greatest hashtag I've ever seen. We need that.
You don't really have a dad bod anymore, Mag, because you lost all that weight and got really fit. So you wouldn't be able to do the dad bod.
Oh, I got a dad bod though.
Like in the trunk of your car?
No.
That's why he never leaves the car. He doesn't want someone to find it.
Oh,
I gotta move the car. Hold on.
Cool.
Almost got a spit take there.
I know. I was hoping.
So what you're saying is that you thought you almost liked us, but you really love us. That's good.
There you go.
Oh God.
Yeah, Marcus kind of doesn't have dad bod.
Because I make jokes.
Thanks, they are. We'll throw in a couple of Star Trek months in there just for you.
Beam me up.
I love that when Cliff thinks about this calendar, he keeps rubbing his hands together.
Naughty boy.
Oh my God. Damn well if I make this shit come true, it is gonna be amazing.
It'll be something.
Oh, it will be. Don't let me unleash. Don't give me time and a budget to unleash full creativity. It'll be devastating.
There's going to be a Kickstarter, and creative director Cliff is organizing the whole thing.
Fly in cameramen and sets and stuff from France, catwalks.
Biggie says,
and all
I'm
sorts of
in.
things.
Put me on the calendar, Chief. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm here for my Hulk 181 update. I've been doing this for about, what did you think, MadSpidey? This is my 4th or 5th week doing this.
At least, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So thank you to Izzy. Izzyverse bought my last $100 mystery box. It hasn't got to him yet, but I did break a rule. I spent the money before a person got their package. So if anything happens, you're not satisfied, I'll take care of you, Izzy. I think the box will be fine. But as of now,
did you get your 181?
I got my 181, dude.
Congratulations.
Which one did you get? You were so depressed this afternoon. You were like, look at this.
Hang on.
Play it.
There we go.
Congrats, Biggs.
Thank you, man.
Does it have the right stamp? Or is the stamp taped in? I need to know.
I know. I was milking it. It don't have a stamp, but I didn't want to get that invested into it to where even if it was a $1,600 book with taxes, it would have been $1,800. I just wanted to spend like $1,000, so it don't have a stamp. I bought a stamp. There you go. I'm happy.
Awesome, man.
I'm happy.
I feel like we all own a Hulk 181 now.
Yeah, man. Everybody that chipped in and helped out. Rob helped out. Everybody that's listened to me cry about it. It's a beautiful thing. And I would have muscled it out for the one with the stamp. But really, when I started this, I'd have been happy with anything. Now, only thing left is I got to count the pages. So when I open it, I'll count the pages live, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome, man. Congrats.
That's all I got, man. I just want to stop by and give y'all the update.
No, that's awesome.
That's all. I just picked up a Hulk 181.
Take a victory lap, Big.
Dude, man, I'm so happy, man.
I don't.
He just went like this. He goes, "Oh, by the way, guys,
I don't want
It was
to
so
I don't want to get too
nonchalant.
excited. Look, I'll tell you like this. All right, here I'll show you. So I'm gonna do it like I always do it, and I'll have my facsimile, and I'll go page by page, and I'll make sure that puppy is right. All right, guys. If I could do it, anybody can, man.
You
That's what I'm
can
talking
do
about.
it. You did it.
Amazing.
I was going to do a lap and just move his screen position around to all of them and do a lap of thing, but oh well.
I
Doesn't
can't
matter
believe
now.
how nonchalant he did it. Like, oh, Izzy, I'm sorry. Like, I broke a rule. I spent the money before the box got to you.
But
So
I got
you
my
bought the book?
181. And I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't even get to hear what he said because my headset was off, but it's okay.
He said that he really appreciates you giving him the money.
That's the idea.
And if the box doesn't turn up, he doesn't give a shit, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Screw
Yeah,
that
something
easy
like
guy.
that.
No.
he kept emailing me he kept sending me the label, like, is this the label? I was like, well, you need to get this address right. And then he sends me another label. I was like, you need to just fix it here and you're good. Don't worry.
Oh,
He just drives around all
you
night.
gave me the
Matt.
address once and it was wrong.
And I didn't give you the apartment number. That's what it was.
Where were you on that one, Izzy?
Where am I driving to? Nowhere, because I'm stationed right now.
No. Never.
Outside of
He's
whose house?
He's driving to a hot dog stand, Matt.
No, I'm right outside of my wife's job.
You know, it's funny because at this time of
his
night,
wife
you
is
can
on the
make it to
job.
my
He's
house in an
sitting in
hour
the
and
car.
20 minutes.
He's on a
Let's see,
stakeout.
what time is it? Okay, let me see something. I can't really leave the car because it's not really parked in a good spot. So let me try something here.
Does she know you're outside?
Yeah, she knows I'm outside. Okay, so here I am. Okay. Then we got cars. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the cars.
We're in the West Side Highway. Outside the West Side Highway, but I'm in the sidewalk. Hey, New York City.
Right,
So
I'm gonna be back, MadSpidey. I got some beef ribs. I pulled off the smoker. They've been resting, and now it's time to cut them up and get ourselves. That's right.
Were they like the big dino looking ones?
Yeah. The beef back ribs, not the
Bro-
short
bro-
ribs.
No brontosaurus burgers.
Yeah. No.
they may have brontosaurus burgers.
I don't know what is up. Why beef back ribs get like no love in this country at barbecue joints, but man, they are freaking awesome.
We've got them here.
You find a few places that'll have them, but I don't see them very often out here. Anyways, it's always like, even like what bugs me is like I go to like a chain place like freaking Texas Roadhouse, and they say we got Texas ribs, and I go, are those beef ribs? And they go, no, they're pork. I said, how the hell are pork ribs Texas ribs? I never think of Texas known for their pig. But
What else
Yeah,
would
they've
it be
gotten
known for?
real popular here the last year.
oh, good, because they're freaking the bomb. Looking forward to beef. Yeah, well, like I said, they're off the smoker. They've rested. I'm gonna go cut them up and go eat some, and I'll be back.
Enjoy.
Let me move myself to the back. How do I get my? Just move me to the back.
There we go.
You heard the man. Move him.
Well, it's been a productive night.
So did you pick up anything else besides the Ed piece, Mike, or that was the only?
Some comics here and there, and it's got some books signed. Bought some art I bought a prelim from Bill, a prelim from Rafa Sandoval.
Oh, that's nice. I have a couple of originals from Rafa.
That's about it. Nothing too crazy.
Which con was this again? Is this
Planet.
Planet Comic Con.
Yeah, and then I did a photo op with Joe. I have this thing. I used to do it more often. I'm gonna when I'm at a con that has celebrities, I'll start doing it again. I used to always do like a photo with a friend or a group of friends with a celebrity every con, so that you kind of have something when you lay them all out, you can kind of remember that year.
Yeah.
So Circumstances and I got our picture with John Bernthal.
Oh, I think I did say that.
I saw that photo.
Yeah.
I saw that photo.
Yeah, and then what's his face? Pocan Joe and Adam Savage. Which is funny because I'm famously not handy, and those two guys are like mad engineers. So, and then I did a photo with. So I had a plan of doing one with Kevin Eastman and Panda, but Panda never came, so it ended up just being me and Kevin Eastman.
Nope,
Okay,
he's back again.
He's back.
He is
Yay.
back.
Did you notice like, because I know I've been hearing a lot of stories from a lot of YouTubers and even some guys that I know that have gone over to do some cons lately, that some of the bigger cons, they're seeing a massive decline in comic book sellers. Did you notice that at Planet Comic Con? Or?
No,
Comic Con is ridiculously low.
Planet had a lot of. So Planet Comic Con is kind of like Heroes in that they're both they're owned by one person, not like a corporation or anything.
Mm-hmm. That's the benefit of King Con. King Con's going to be like 95% all comics. The other 5% are like toys or stuff like that.
I would say Planet's probably 40% comics, and then about 40% to 50%, probably 50% guests between creators and celebrities, and then about 10% makers, I guess we call them now.
Or
Like
just everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do not understand it. Like, this industry, the people who purport that they're part of it.
Because I know I was talking about it last week when Dave's still only 35 cents because he was over in the States the last couple of weeks and he went to Emerald City and he said there was like fuck all comic
Who
book
runs Emerald City?
sellers.
Reed Pop.
That's
Of
Reed
course,
Pop.
there you go. There you go. Those mother.
And that's the problem. So Reed Pop, C2E2 has had less and less comic sellers, and same with NYCC. And
that's all Repop.
Yeah, that's all Repop.
That's all Repop.
There's a bone to pick with them. I don't know what's going on, but they're a problem at the moment.
But they'll have a DeWalt power tools booth.
Wait. But let's be honest. They're a problem when it comes to us. They're making their money hand over fist.
No, I know, but
we
need to avenge ourselves.
I feel you, but we have those shows. That's what Heroes Con. That's what Terrific Con is. That's what King Con is.
I know. We need to make those shows bigger and better.
I agree with that, but will they? It's a different question. Because over here, you got New York Comic Con, who's competing now against Anime Con, Anime NYC, because they're doing a lot of the same stuff. The only difference is with New York Comic Con, you're right. There's not as many dealers, like actual comic book dealers selling, old collectibles. Most of the dealers you see in New York Comic Con are retailers. That's why you'll see the mega, the MegaCon exclusives, those types of books.
Yeah, but even still, look what happened this year.
This year, I could tell you right now, there's probably less than 10 comic book dealers.
I know, because you're not the first person to tell me. Surprisingly, the first person I heard this from was Gem Mint. That's the first person I heard complain about this. And
he wasn't complaining about the comic books.
He complained about the
statues. There was hardly any statue presence, which is even more crazy.
Yeah, but he noted that there was a lack of comics too.
Yeah, but it's gonna stay that way, unfortunately.
Because it's funny you talk about Raid Pop because one of the two big conventions we have over here actually used to be owned by Raid Pop as well.
Oh, really?
They actually bought our Oz Comic Con I think the second or third year it was run, they bought into them. It lasted, I think, maybe 5 years, and then COVID happened, and then they bailed, and then they end up selling it. And now the people that run it now, they don't want celebrities or barely any celebrities. They don't want bloody comic creators at all, barely anything. There's no comic vendors. It's literally all just
why even buy?
It's literally just people who own shops and whatever, just putting stalls and just being exhibitors. That's pretty much all. It's just like a big shopping experience, but there's hardly any comics. So it's like, why even bother going?
Joe's saying Galaxy's been good for him. I only went to one Galaxy con. It was up in Minneapolis, and it was the weirdest con I'd ever been to because their floor layout was the first room we walked into was where all the comic books were to buy, like all the comic dealers. And then to the left was all the celebrities. And then you had to walk all the way into the back room, which I didn't even realize at first was like another room back there. And that's where all the comic creators were. And they were all pissed because they did terrible business that weekend. And I loved it because I showed up on a Sunday and everybody's guest list was open.
Oh, wow.
Or guest sketch list. I mean, everybody on a Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday usually they don't have any. That doesn't.
Dan Jurgens wasn't even drawing at that point. Neither was Jay Lee or Greg Land. They didn't have any commissions left. They were just sitting there not working.
That's insane.
Rick Leonardi had one person ahead of me.
On a Sunday?
On a Sunday.
Usually
when it's like, yep, I'm all wrapped up, gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They already booked solid.
I didn't expect anybody's. I was only there to pick up something from Land, but everybody's stuff was open.
Yeah, you'd be more after those exclusive pop vinyls.
I found the Cosmic. Hey guys, I found the Cosmic Cube.
Where did it blink him out?
Wait, no, that was me.
No, he's back again.
I'm back. And there's the Cosmic Cube. I found it.
It's a bit big.
Yeah. Change the size. You got that. You got
I hope your car's not going to get towed.
Nah, I already know where I'm parked. Don't worry about that.
It's out of the parking inspectors.
Yeah, don't worry. I know where my car's at. I'm not Ashton Kutcher. No.
Looks like you're like at a side of a stadium or something.
No, this is World Trade Center.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
I thought it looked familiar. Yeah.
Because my wife.
So this is the memorial site, is it, or?
Yeah, it's the memorial site. So there's that's the exterior of the Oculus. All right. There's some really cool pop art here. Yeah. You got this guy. I always forget his name.
I can't see it that well.
Is that Dilbert? Is that Dilbert?
No, it's not Dilbert.
I don't know who Banksy is.
Yeah, it's Banksy, right?
Oh, Banksy.
It was a bit hard to tell from the phone.
Yeah. So I can give you a closer one. I think it is Banksy.
I thought you were talking about the character. Kind of looks like Sock Monkey, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know what the character is. But...
Yeah. We got that one. Let's see what else we got going on around here. It's quiet over here, which is nice. So let's see here. I wonder. Oh, look, they changed. I didn't notice that. They actually changed it up. Never noticed that. I thought it was open.
So the book I got, there was a similar sell to like the condition of it, and last month it went for $1,700. So I feel like I got a pretty good deal. I saw some other sells that were a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Proud of you, Biggie.
I'm happy, man. Thank you.
I'm glad.
So do we have a plan for the next big one, Biggie, or you haven't got that far yet? You're still reveling in the win.
I'm going
Let
to
the man celebrate.
I'm going to play with my toys. I'm gonna get my Transformers out and play with them for a while. Comics are really hard. I'm done with comics for a while.
I'm just living vicariously through Biggie's big deals and striving for stuff that he wants.
Yeah, I can't do it again, bro. I'm done for a minute. I mean, the next thing is gonna be like, what the hell, you know? So I know.
I remember you and I talking about you were thinking of either like, what was it, like an early Batman or an early Superman or something like that, if you were going to go another big one. But I think that's another level again.
Yeah, Superman 1 through 10, Batman 1 through 10, or X-Men 1, or that's it. Hawk 1.
I think that's another level altogether, I think.
Yeah, I'm good. Maybe one day.
Hey, Kenny Bird. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of toy YouTube videos.
What was that, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, I said I kind of wish Lady Fantastic would show up right now so I could see if John would go, ma'am, with his hat.
Howdy, ma'am.
Oh, God.
Biggie, have you watched my buddy Toy Games?
No, Toy Games.
Toy
Games. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know him from years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, from years ago. Good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Toy Game's been around a while, I'm pretty sure. How long has he been around?
Dude, it's been a while, but like last year was the year where his channel just decided to actually like take off.
I haven't. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe it's a different guy. I'll look into it. Maybe I don't know. Sounds familiar though.
Yeah.
I've been watching a channel called Toy Federation, and it's kind of like a pawn shop for toys, and it's got me wanting to bag up my toys and get all the pieces together. And I got the toy bug again because I collected toys for like 8 years before I collected comics. So I got a pretty good toy collection. I'm gonna work on making it look good and stuff.
I'm gonna work. I will eventually have a very small collection that I'll display somewhere.
Yeah.
I got
I just got them all
books for only slabs.
I got them all sitting in Rubbermaid bins, and I don't feel good. Like I want to celebrate my toy nerdom, so I might do like a display or something. So I'm gonna work on next.
I'm scouring for CGC books.
Not that hard to find them.
No, I know, but like ones that I actually want.
Ah, okay.
You know, I'm not gonna show anything off that I don't have a story for.
You can have a story for any of them.
What do you mean?
You can have a story for any CGC slab.
That I do have a story for anything you see slabbed?
No, I said you could have a story for any of them.
No, but I do have a story for all of the ones I wish to show.
All right. So there you have it.
Like almost all of them were an adventure, either an adventure in shopping or an adventure in getting it graded.
So, question for you, Cliff. How many would you say you actually sent to get graded? Percentage.
How many that I personally send in to get graded? 16.
Yeah. Okay. So, you actually know the number. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're gonna do great.
There's somebody in the background, but I have no idea who they are. You have to show your face. You have to show your face. I see an icon. I know who the icon is, but it's a celebrity. It's not a real person, or not a one of us sort of thing.
Don't let him in.
I'm not going to let him in until I see a face. I got a feeling I know who it is, but I will wait and see if they do the right thing.
Love
No phallic things happening on here. I know Cliff might get excited, but it's not happening.
Dang.
Hey, am I wrong?
Slightly.
Well, I apologize.
But you're mostly right.
I was going to say I apologize then.
I mean, I don't literally want to see everybody's wang, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna freak out.
Like been there, done that.
Yeah.
So when's your episode coming up, Cliff? Is it next week or is it a little bit later?
Yeah,
it's in
mine's
April.
April 6th.
April 6th, the same day as King Kong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Have
be
they
very
not
busy.
shown their face?
No, I still haven't shown their face.
That's hilarious.
All it says is "huh," like H-U-H, and it's got an icon of Sting.
Sting.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I have
Mark.
that's who I think it might be, but Mark would show his face, so
Yeah, he knows the rules.
Mhm.
oh god.
Number 1, Matt from Principal Defects is at the absolute top of the list, right? although he is tied with that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artist. They're really fighting for number 1 in my book.
Ninja Turtles artist?
Yeah, he was on Comiverse a couple weeks ago. Tim Sheridan. So Tim, absolutely gorgeous, and Matt really does it for me. So they're at the top 2. I mean, there is like a top 10, but like everyone else is like so like it's just those 2. It's just those 2.
You know, I thought about this for a while, Cliff. I have someone asked me like, who do you think is a attractive male, right? I don't know if I told Becker this or not, but a young flying Brian.
Pillman?
Yeah. Don't y'all think that guy, man?
No, he he had the blonde hair.
Flying
Yeah,
Brian was the shit, man. He looked good.
He looks a lot like Brian Pillman Jr.
I think the original is a lot better, but I hear you.
Well, yeah, the original is always better.
Oh, Izzy, I've submitted 18. I submitted 2 in 22. I submitted 13, 14, 15, 16 in 23.
All right, cool.
So and those are the ones that I submitted.
I suppose every slab that I have owned and or cracked have a story as well.
Oh, well, you again, being in Australia, you have to because you fought for every one of those, I'm sure.
Well, no, their story is, oh my God, I was encased in plastic and now I'm not.
Oh, I forgot. You're a case hater.
Oh God, what is he doing with that hammer?
His episode's called Only Cracks.
It's a little bit more inventive than that, but not by much. There we go, John. John's got the idea now.
You know, watching John do all these chores
John
is
knows
making
what
me
to
feel lazy.
John knows what to do. This is why John and Matt are both on the list. That's how you do it.
I'm just glad that somebody's interested.
I always wonder why it smokes. What's going on down there?
It's the crocodiles on having a doobie. I don't know. Sorry, alligators. Crocodiles is Australian.
We don't have alligators.
Actually,
That's a myth.
We have
actually just my friend, just get away from there because I can assure you, I know the answer, and you don't want to know.
No, I know what the answer is. It's just there's
I
a lot of this.
I did show that clip of the 2 Aussie guys they just sent me, John. I showed that on last week's Spidey'S Outback, and they were loving that.
I couldn't resist. I think I sent it to Whack Comics as well. So I think all my Aussie friends got it.
Did
It was
that
just
person leave?
they were so casual about it. They were just
Okay,
so...
now I can see a weird. Oh my god, what the hell is? I wish you guys could actually see this, but it's.
I don't.
All I can see is like it looks like they've turned off their camera, but it's just hazy. Like as if somebody's on an acid trip or
They
something.
smeared Vaseline on the lens.
I still can't tell who the hell it is. I still got no idea. I know I've had AR like, you know, be in some trippy places and pop on occasionally, and that's I thought he was my other guess, but yeah, I still can't. I'm still not letting them on. I still don't know who it is. Oh, there's something in the private chat. Oh, it's just Mike.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you. Sorry. Okay, now there's a T-shirt or something with a stormtrooper on it. Okay, what is this? Guess this guest or something?
This is guess.
I tell you
Am?
what you do, Spidey, is you kick them from the back panel. Is what you do.
Yeah, I could remove them altogether, but they've got me intrigued now.
Remy would have let him in.
Yeah, I'm not Remy, and that's why Remy's had a wang on his live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
He sure has.
Oh well.
Oh,
So you actually have to fight wild
Sadness.
animals for slabs in Australia. Is that what they were saying?
I was implying.
He was implying it.
But the wild animals are other people. I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we do have some wild people over here. Send the link to Roscoe just in case he wants to jump on.
I like this Australian video I saw. There was a flood, and they were like checking on their neighbors, and they go, "You all right, mate?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm good." And it's like 20 feet of water, and his whole house is covered. It's like, yeah, we're good, no problem.
Just chilling, you know, have a beer, play with the
Yeah,
dog.
I came here to check on you guys. You all right?
No worries.
All right, Simon, I'm gonna bounce, man. I gotta get dinner going here.
All right, awesome. Thanks for joining, John.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Chores and he cooks. My gosh, maybe I do see what Cliff sees now. I'm starting to fall in love.
And he reads, and he's funny, you know, and he already had his kids. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right? I've already had the
I don't care
snip
if he
too,
reads.
so
It's
ladies,
not
I
a
won't knock you up.
prerequisite.
All right, night, guys.
Yeah, mate.
Good night.
Oh, the person decided to give up. They left.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely going to be a wang.
I learned my lesson vicariously through other people who have gone through that experience.
The one that killed me was when the person who got Burke, with the porn they streamed or whatever on his channel, they impersonated me. So they had my avatar at the time, and it said Beckerman, and he let him in because he thought it was me, and I'd been in the chat, and then it was porn.
Well, that's literally like what happened with Remy, because I remember it exactly, because Simple Simon had literally just hit 1K. Everybody was congratulating him in the chat, and then, you know, Remy had posted the link earlier, and he popped up, and it had Simple Simon as the name. No avatar though. And then the black screen came on, and literally within 2 seconds, it was just there in your face.
I remember. I was there.
I remember it happened to Jigs the first time I saw it, and they used an avatar like they did the Becker of me, and it was my name and stuff. But NYC Don Dada, he got it happen to him too. I was on the panel. I was like, it was.
I remember the Jigs one. I remember Carvey telling me about his one. And there was another one like years and years and years ago that it was done. No, it wasn't. It was tiny and shriveled, and it was ugly. There you go. Thanks, Tyler. Go back to your Pokemon cards. Oh, God. The other thing sorry, Biggie, go.
I'm sorry too. So Tyler was actually he was the only person encouraging me to get the book I bought today. So thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you, bro.
Wait, did you get the Lee book?
No, it wasn't from Lee.
No, I meant the Lee signature book.
Oh no, hell no, no. It was.
Okay, all right. As long as it wasn't that one, all right.
I think that signature might have been legit, actually.
Yeah, I know it does. It looks legit, but it's so fucking. I saw other ones that were that big, but
he did in the '90s for a sig.
Hey, Mike, they're doing exactly what you said. They've now got your face as an avatar with your name.
It might be Mark.
It quite possibly could be Mark, but Mark knows the rules. I'm not letting anybody in.
I don't know if Mark would keep
or it's
this
Tyler.
Now, Tyler has not actually been. I don't think he's actually been on a Spidey's Outback. Let him in. Not until I say a face.
On your channel, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say I don't think he's been on a Spidey's Outback. He did. Tyler actually graciously.
There's only one way to find out.
Now all I can see is a hazy picture of a speech bubble on a T-shirt, but I still can't tell what it is.
This is going to go through the gamut of everybody from the community. It's like,
It has to be somebody we know, because I've only sent it to people like chats that I know and obviously individuals that I know. So it has to be somebody playing silly buggers. But
yeah, that'd be some commitment to get everybody in.
But yeah, as I was going to say, like Tyler is actually the one who designed the thumbnail for Spidey's Outback. So big shout out to Tyler. No matter what anybody says, Tyler, we know you're actually kind at heart.
Meh.
Meh.
What's the worst that could happen? Keep your hand on the kick button. Nah. If it's you, Mark, just show your face.
It's a third world country, Tyler. Be nice to them.
Oh my god.
Every time I say silly buggers, somebody mentions, what the hell is that? That's just low, Mark. You know I'm not monetized. That's just mean. I was trying to see if it was Mark. I was trying to see any like toys or anything in the background, but it was too hazy to see. Now there's another hazy picture, but I can't tell what it is.
I can't believe someone's like really at you for this.
Oh, you let him in.
Yeah. And then remove. That's my point. There's no ramifications. It's not me. You're still being mean, Mark.
They didn't show anything.
No, they didn't show anything.
Didn't have time.
I gave them their one shot. Yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing the Crow.
Now I kind of want to see him come back in. It's got to be somebody we know.
Yeah. The only other person I can think of that it might be Matt.
It might be.
Matt likes to do silly things. Does anybody have a logo? Anybody have a logo with a question mark bubble on it?
No, they probably made it because you don't know who they are.
Say that's Mark.
It's not me. I just got up and came from the back of the house just to come here just to tell you it's not me.
That's fine.
Could have been though.
I mean, it couldn't have been. It's not me. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here binge watching Silo. that's what I've been doing. I paused at the start of a new episode, but let me check in on Spidey and Du Bois. And I saw Becker, and I wanted to say some slick shit about how we used to be friends, but he stopped calling me a couple days ago.
Oh, and
I've
Rob's
moved
back as
on.
well.
Yeah,
Well, Mark's here, so I got to come back.
thank you.
How were them ribs? Tell us about them ribs.
Well, I don't want to interrupt what Mark was saying first.
I was done. I was just telling
Oh.
Spidey let the dude show his dick off already.
Not
Got
Yeah.
What if it's not a dude?
Show that cock. Show that cock.
We're not in that kind of club.
Don't
Mark.
even pretend like you're not going to look.
Are you gonna go get the cock whisperer involved? The cock whisperer,
Yeah, you didn't put it in the chat, did you? Like the
spotted cock.
No, I never do.
there's somebody you know, yeah.
Yeah, I only put it in the group chats, which I'm not part of many, or a few individuals that I know are not in those group chats.
Yo, has anybody else watched Silo?
No, I don't even know what it is.
No, I after I finished watching Monarch, I cancelled the free trial before. Oh shit, did I? Oh, I better double check.
Why would you cancel it before binge watching like a bunch of stuff? You get like 90 days or something, right?
No, you only get a week.
Oh, I got
That's it.
90 days with mine because someone told me early on like different companies have different free trial things or whatever. So I did it through my I made
Just
sure I
get
did
yourself an iPhone.
on Samsung, you know what I mean? And it gave me a 90-day free trial.
Samsung gave you 90-day for Apple.
That's what I'm saying. Like I
That's
couldn't,
crazy.
I can't, like you can't even download Apple TV out of the Google Play Store, but you can get it on like your Samsung television. You know, you can put the app on your television. So I signed up via the television and got 90-day free trial.
Mickey pancakes.
See, that's why, yeah, that's why I'm watching because I'm like a Rebecca Ferguson stan since the Mission Impossible franchise, and Austin LeMay was like, dude, you need to check out
I can't
Silo.
see that
She's
picture.
fantastic in it.
Oh, bring him back on.
Dude,
I can't say
bring
that. I
him on to
can't.
say something.
Do
I
it.
can't-
Do it.
Here, I'll
do
just
it.
put my hand over it so I can't tell who if they show their winkus.
I can't say who the picture of. It's two people, but
Looks like
One of them's tall. It might be Tyler.
yeah, I can't tell.
No,
no, I can't tell. Back
definitely
out.
not Tyler.
How long has it been that he's been doing this now? When did he start doing it today?
About 20 minutes, half an hour ago. He's changed pictures, changed names. Now it's
That's
just got a
the-
question mark.
That's a lot of commitment.
I bet
into
every
trying to get a bit.
Every time the person steps away from the camera, is like, man, when are they gonna let me on? You put them up and like, oh shit.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
like pulling their pants down.
Yeah,
and
they
getting
pull their
everything.
pants up and then you put them on like, oh shit, let me get them back down.
Yeah, I personally sent the link to Jim Lee every time. Now it says let me
Mickey
in.
pancakes.
They let me in. But no face, no picture. No, don't know who it is.
Oh,
Oh, now he's
Now-
switched to Beckerman.
Now it's Beckerman,
Hey, you're in here. Here we go.
which is an actual picture from what he's wearing now.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah.
That's,
From today.
How's
It's
it
a
going?
great look on my face. Make me big. Make that picture big.
make that
Bring
picture
back
big.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they really want.
Yeah.
It's true. We don't want to give them what they want.
Do it. Do
I do it the way I do
Get
it.
what you want, but you get what you need.
Mhm.
Spidey,
Well,
how many
were you
hours?
listening earlier?
How many hours away are you from monetization? What's in jeopardy here if this Wang comes out?
Oh, I'm still way far off.
Are you
I
at
still-
2,000?
I'm over 2,000, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm still about 800 hours or something, or just under 800 hours away. So I'm still a while off. If my calculations are right, I can go for the 500 monetization around August. Now who's he got? That's supposed to be
Biggie.
Biggie.
Oh,
That's a very old picture of Biggie.
that's not Biggie.
Who the fuck was that? Was me?
It isn't Biggie.
I can't tell who it is.
I know who it is now. That was Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh my
Oh
God.
shit! That's Hialeah.
It's Hialeah. Yeah.
Yep.
You reckon?
He's the only Humperdinck person in the community that talks about that shit. So yeah, that's him.
Guess that guess.
It's Hialeah
Or it's
or
Tyler.
where?
It could be Tyler.
Hey,
Where's
Sean.
everybody else at? Where's Remy at tonight?
Oh,
Here we
wait,
go.
wait. This is
Wing
bad
it.
or
This is
good.
the T-shirt I was trying to work out whose logo it was. It's like a speech bubble, but I can't read the writing.
Is that Tyler's butt?
No,
Comics carrying cancer?
no.
It's so zoomed in, you can't.
Comics and
Yeah, I can't. Something in collecting.
It's just blurry.
Yeah,
Can't see it.
Comics
definitely a
and
butt cheek.
comics and something.
Yeah, you gotta pull it away from the camera so people can see. It's you,
Comics.
Comics and metal.
Michael. Oh wait.
Metal
we're getting
detecting. It's
It's
Jim.
Digger Jim.
Oh my
That was
God,
that
this
was
is
a close-up.
elaborate. Good on you, Jim.
That was a close up of Digger Jim sticker, I think.
So
it's
he's
a
got a Digger.
reprint.
He's got a Digger Jim.
Becker, look
t-shirt.
at your IG.
Would Digger Jim pull a prank like that?
Nah, Digger Jim wouldn't.
I was about to say.
It's not. It has to be either like AR or Tyler or somebody like that. Not me watching the Lakers. Okay.
So he's that bored.
Pretty much. So yes, I enjoyed Monarch. Mark. Waiting for. I'm all up to scratch now. All I'm waiting on is the new movie.
All right, guys, time to go.
All
Yeah.
right, Izzy.
I saw the way go.
That's fine.
Let me in big.
Where is he, bro?
What was that, Mike?
Oh, I already verified that when they did last time, Becker. Real quick, make let me in big for 1 second, Spidey. Oh, they changed it. Like that quick,
I
they
was
changed
like a
it.
handsome dude. Just look at me.
There you go.
So the ribs were good.
Oh yeah. Matt was asking about how the ribs were. So
They're good.
well, of course they're going to be good. You cook them, so you're going to cook them the way you like them.
Yeah.
Or smoke them, or
Yeah, smoked them.
or whichever.
Smoked them over oak.
Very nice.
Sounds delicious.
Mm.
No Lakers.
In the meantime, I got to work on corned beef tomorrow for other people.
Oh, that's like a ruined brisket.
Listen, my mom, her friend, they love it. In the meantime, me and my mom's friend's husband will be having a baked ziti that I'm making.
My wife tried to comfort me when I opened the ad in the meat section, and it was filled with all this corned beef. And she tried to, when I started complaining about how it's ruined brisket, she told me it was where the bad briskets went. It was their punishment for being bad briskets. And it made me feel a little bit better.
Where do bad meats go when they die?
Become corned beef. Shittiest crap.
I mean, I don't think it's that awful. I just don't appreciate the way the stench, goes all over my house.
Look, given the choice of having that versus a wonderful barbecued beef brisket, I mean, there's no competition.
Why don't you just give them some spam and call it a night?
Because at least a brisket and corned beef are the same cut of meat.
Well, it doesn't matter if you drag one through a pile of shit.
Wait a
does it?
second. Spam? Well, hello, Mr. Rockefeller. Most of us have to buy Smeat.
Smeat? What is that?
It's off-brand spam.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, I have never ever heard of that.
I have not either. I didn't think we could go lower than spam.
Well, all right, Rockefellers.
Spam is delicious if you can afford it.
Right.
Did spam
That was
suddenly
the
become a
sassiest thing
luxury
Rob's
item?
ever done.
For real, did spam become a luxury item? Did I miss out? I'm looking at a
All I'm
6-pack of
saying
spam right
is,
now for $14.
times were a little rougher in the Becker household than the rest of y'all.
Spam doesn't spread as smooth with his silver spoon, is what he's saying.
He got a white can with black letters that said meatloaf, but it wasn't meatloaf.
Nope, we just had 2 cans. One that said Smeat and the other said not Smeat. That's not yogurt. Wait, then what did I just eat? It's
Don't
not
ask.
yogurt.
Did you die? No? All right, then you're fine.
That's an old SNL.
Yeah.
Mark, were you here earlier when I made the epiphany that Cliff is basically the comic book community's Billy Mays?
What is it?
Really
Cliff
nice.
is the comic book community's Billy Mays. Like, he speaks and yelling.
Hmm.
You know, the
I miss
OxyClean
Billy
guy.
Mays.
No.
I was sad when he passed away. And now I'm going to have to invest in ShamWow just for you and Rob.
Was he ShamWow? I thought
No, that's
ShamWow
a
was a different
He's
guy.
a different guy, but
No, he did a ShamWow before he passed, I believe.
Oh, I thought Billy was, before he passed, I thought he did the product that seals holes.
Yep,
fix
Billy
all.
did. No, Billy did a ShamWow before he passed. If you Google, it is on YouTube.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah,
But I think
he's
he also.
yelling
I
at
think.
the angels
I think he
now.
also did. He also did Flex Seal or whatever.
Yeah,
too,
we ain't arguing that you did ShamWow. We're just saying the thing you did last was the thing Rob just said, Flexo.
it is Flex Seal and Flex Tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't he like shoot some holes in a boat and then like put the flex stuff
They had
on
a
it?
screen door in the bottom of the boat, and then like covered
Yeah,
the screen
yeah.
door with Flex Seal, and paddled out into the water. Yeah. He can fix
Bless
those.
you.
He can fix those Polish submarines with Flex Seal.
What did y'all think of the Crow? I saw Legion blasting off in TM's chat for like 30 messages or something about the Crow.
The new
Whatever
Crow
Oh,
trailer.
you mean when like 3 or 4 of us were having a conversation for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like,
you
what
and
the fuck,
somebody. I
baby?
don't know. You and TM.
You and words.
A lot. It was like, damn, these guys are wound up about that shit. Anyways, what did y'all think?
Yeah. Well, you know what I think, so I'll let someone else answer.
I know a little bit. Let's see what anybody else says. I think you're right.
'Cause we had a long conversation that day, a bunch of us, about the trailer.
Oh, who did we just lose?
Not the cocksmith up there.
No.
But what y'all think of the Crow trailer? Biggie was saying.
I've never seen a Crow movie.
I'm very skeptical.
Really? I haven't watched the trailer. Really, I'm afraid to. I love the original so much that I'm afraid to watch the trailer.
I think that's the frame of mind
Because the second and third movie were such a letdown that
I'll give my 2 cents. It looked more like the Jay Leto Joker movie to me than the Crow. So I'm not that excited. Even though, you know, that might be the new emo, or I don't know. People say Crow wasn't emo. I kind of disagree. But
I'd give it goth. I've always considered it goth more than emo.
That's
So
fair.
I think it kind of predated emo. You know what I mean?
It did.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was more goth rock. That's why the soundtrack was filled with a lot of industrial tracks and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't care for bird movies.
I think when after goth was like firmly solidified for a while, the next generation of kids wanted to be different, so they like tightened the pants a little bit and just did their hair different, called it emo, and listened to their age's version of the same kind of music, kind of deal. Very similar, but slightly different. Like if you can't see the shape of their bulge, like I don't think they're emo.
Yes, you did, Matt.
Enough Cure.
Oh, he missed the updates. Damn.
He said it was good.
Your world will never be the same now.
Oh, well,
When does the Bird movie come out?
Later
I
this
don't know.
year.
People aren't that excited for it, from what I see.
Yeah. It didn't excite me. I hope it's good. I hope it like exceeds expectations, but I didn't watch it and say, "Oh, damn, I can't wait."
Well, I tell you what movie I'm excited for. Godzilla Kong New Kingdom, because I've tried twice to use my codes I had for it to go see, and both times the theater was booked before I got there.
Let's go. Let's go.
So they won't let me in, but I'll pay for it, so that's fine.
My buddy Knights of Old collects Japanese pop culture stuff, and he's always been a little bit ahead of the curve. And I think we might be going in that direction. We might be doing some of that kind of stuff. So
Nice. Becker kind of collects the same shit. He calls it hentai.
Mm-hmm.
hentai, yes.
Where does
Did he
everybody
leave?
go?
Who left? What happened?
Cliff left, but I'm getting rid of all these stupid idiots in the back that aren't showing faces or talking.
Trolling the hell out of Spidey. What's going on?
Because that's not big enough to be Comic Journey's proper. And Journey wouldn't do dumb shit. He'd just come on blast and
bring the other one in.
Get rid of that one. Where's the other one going?
I'm here. Don't kick me.
No. Hang on.
Jeez.
Where's that? Oh, that's bloody. Oh, okay. I see who the Comic Journey one is now. That's all good. I can leave that one there.
I remember one of the first times I got to hang out with Spidey on panel, I had a beef with him because you guys remember that movie where Crocodile Dundee was he was like close with God, and he would do the whole I'm like an angel thing. I forget the name of the movie.
Yeah, it was yeah, I remember. I vaguely remember the conversation. I thought it was like touched by an angel, but it was like something.
Yeah.
Something else.
And Paul Hogan, like, he's like, "Hey, mate," he's like, "You got a problem, mate?" And he's in a bar and he gets in a chair, and he's like, "I'm gonna fight this guy." He fights a guy in a wheelchair. He's like, "I'll be your friend, mate." And I'm like, "That's kind of messed up, man."
It was almost an angel.
Almost an angel.
That's the one.
1990.
Last year.
What a great movie!
Fine Angel had Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie.
It did.
Yeah, that was a good show. And then his the traveling companion. I think he always had an A's hat, a green A's hat or something. He always wears some sports cap.
Yeah, I think Almost an Angel was done. I think a year or two just before he started getting all into the
hentai,
the tax problems. That's the Comic Journey one. There's still the other one. Oh no, the other one's gone. Okay,
good. All right, I think I'm going to bed.
I'm about to go dive back into Silo, dude. This is a fantastic show, by the way. Fantastic show.
Silo.
What did you say it was about?
It's like
it's about people living in a missile silo.
It starts off like more like a bunker silo, like not a missile one. Like it starts off like with like we don't know who built the silo. We don't know how long we've been here.
Oh,
and it's like, dude, it's almost like it has elements of numerous things like Snowpiercer, like even that Fallout trailer that just came out. Like it kind of has like that. Like you're in the silo, but you don't know what's going on outside of it. You're being told what is. There's like elements of Michael Bay's The Island in terms of how they live in there and how like the spoiler of the island lived in that facility. like it's surrounded like murder mystery right off the bat, and it has you questioning everything about it. Like every second of it, you're just waiting for just another pin to drop to give you some kind of direction to try to crack the mystery of its existence.
Thank you. I'm definitely ready for bed now.
fantastic visuals, all kinds of good stuff in it. Great performances. It's
Oh, look
solid.
at this. L.A. County Sheriff's found 2 tons of meth in while investigating.
So that'll get Tennessee through one weekend.
2 tons. Sweet Jesus. That is a wee bit of meth.
What the hell is this? Where the hell is it coming from?
Yeah, that seizure is going to run the prices up for a little while.
At least in Southern California.
Y'all do a lot of meth over there?
I don't know. I'm not from the desert. But I would imagine if I lived in the desert and was bored out of my gourd because I was surrounded by sand and everything else, I'd probably do.
Hey, you want to go fishing? Well, we can't. It's dry. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's
We'll do
right.
some meth.
Yeah, we're in the desert.
No, fuck it.
Exactly. It's either that or go look at the Hollywood Stars homes again.
What
Forget it.
cartoon had that episode where the kid was getting crack or something to fish with? Was that King of the Hill or Simpsons? I can't remember.
Well, I don't know.
You don't remember that one?
No,
All right, don't take this the wrong way, guys. I'm about to dip out here and want to hop on Carlito's stream for a minute. Tell him, hey, he don't ever hardly go live before I head to bed.
Yeah, man.
So what you're saying is that MadSpidey insulted you and you don't like him anymore. Got
No,
it.
not at all. I just it's
That's
it's
what we're-
luxury problems when you have more friends than you could possibly hang out with at once, and that's why I love this platform. So
Got it. You hate Spidey. Got it. No problem.
God, I'm used to it.
Peace.
No problem, man.
Oh, God.
Well, there you go. So I think you're winding it down here, buddy. I guess I should.
I'm winding it down, and I started at my time an hour earlier.
No, I should grab the books then to refill the box, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't do it last week because you said there wasn't enough taken out.
I know. So I gotta grab the box down here.
I was hoping I'd see one of my books pop up today and win the prizes, but I'm not even sure if they're in the box yet.
I don't think they are.
No, see, I was rooting for something that didn't exist.
Well, no.
silly.
No, I think there was one that came up. That Avengers book that was the first Eros meets She-Hulk. Wasn't that one of yours?
Oh,
No,
the
no.
Avengers book.
That wasn't mine. You did say I had a Pokemon card on one of them. I was like,
Yeah, but that one was just an old one. Had been around a while.
Okay.
Anything that's still got a Pokemon card has been in there too long.
Well, until mine go in, I gave him Pokemons too.
Oh, okay.
I let it live. Yeah.
All right, so let's do some. Let's see what you guys think. I'll get some input from you guys.
Absolutely.
That should go into this hand here, this hand here.
Any book can go in there as long as either Chris or myself don't say what the hell.
All right, so let's first let's put like 1 or 2 Bronze Age horror books in there. So here's what we got.
No werewolf.
We've got a Werewolf by Night.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Got a House of Secrets.
That's all right.
With a hangman. Everyone's
Those
looking
are
at the guy.
fucking way better.
Got
I'm collecting Werewolf by Night run.
Oh.
a House of Mystery.
Nice.
That's a cool cover.
Black Magic.
Ooh, Kirby. Or maybe not that issue. I can't see it.
Vault of Evil.
Nice.
That's cool.
Monsters on the Prowl.
Grog.
Supernatural Thrillers featuring the Living Mummy.
Hold up. No, okay, that's fine. I thought if it was Marvel premiere, that might have been an issue, but or something.
And then Chamber of Chills.
What number? Can you
4.
tell? 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the blue one?
No.
Okay, I'm just guessing. I'm sorry.
No, I don't see any blue. I don't know what you're talking about. Blue. I don't see any blue other than the top banner that says Marvel Comics Group.
Okay.
So, what do you think? See, MadSpidey doesn't want Werewolf by Night.
Unless I have that issue. What issue number is it?
It's 23.
23. Let me have a look. Werewolf. Where are you? Where are you? Where are
I'm
you?
thinking either the Werewolf by Night or the Black Magic, which is pretty freaking cool.
Werewolf. Werewolf. Werewolf.
Or maybe
23. No, I have 23. They can go in the box.
or maybe the Monsters of the Prowl. Let me do that. I'm going to wield it down to these three. One of these three. So we want to do Monsters on the Prowl, Black Magic, or Werewolf by Night.
Well, I think Werewolf would probably be the most recognized out of the three. That would be my thought. I think Chris would be most likely to go, what the hell, if you put that in the box.
Yeah, Cliff is saying Monsters or Black Magic.
I do like that Monsters on the Prowl. That's a nice cover too.
Yeah, these are like, the reprints from Atlas books and stuff.
Yeah,
but they're cool.
Still cool books though.
I like the 20 cent.
The Black Magic.
Black Magic is a 20 center, and the Monster and the Pro. I think the Monster and the Pro.
Monster and Pro. What do you think?
Yeah.
Their Papa.
All going in.
Monster on the Prowl. Black Magic. One. This one, Monster on the Prowl. All right, so we got multiple votes for that. So we'll put Monsters on the Prowl in there. I think we gotta have a sexy book in there. So let's throw in this amazing Spider-Man 42.
Where you can play the Hello Nurse clip if that comes up.
That's a book. We always want a book in there that Beckerman would be interested in having. So there's a Nova signed by Chris Marinan.
How many of those did you get signed?
2.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn they'd been pulled out a couple of times.
No. I showed them off before. Ultimate Spider-Man is a pretty popular book right now. There's a Virgin variant for Ultimate Spider-Man 1 first print.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's see what else we got.
I'd be happy if I pulled that out.
What? Should we put in first cameo of the Court of Owls?
Oh, God. That'll get a rise out of Chris.
That's a fun book.
Or the second cameo of the Court of Owls.
Oh, don't do the second. That's a $50 book.
Yeah.
How many cameos can be a cameo until it's a first appearance?
That's the legit. That's the legit first right there, I think. Yeah.
The first appearance for the Court of Owls they count as issue 6.
Right, but that one's the one people. Oh, the one with the really good Capulu cover. Yeah, but both of them are like almost the same.
Yeah. This has a color breaking spine tick on it, so it's
okay. That's a big book though.
Yep. No.
Both very nice covers.
Both of them are cool. They are both Court Owl shits. I think the white one is actually before the two that it's like first full is the Capulu, and that one's the 2 cameos, something like
that. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I think there might be one in the box already of this. There was a Tomb of Dracula book too, but I'll leave that off to the side. We'll come back to that one another time. This cover's sick. This is reprints, but this is freaking awesome. This is the Shazam family, reprints Captain Marvel Adventures 18, Captain Marvel Junior 12, the Marvel Family number 1, and Marvel Family number 10. We could do that. I could put in a super adaptoid, or not super adaptoid, just first adaptoid.
Come on.
Okay, it is this first super adaptoid.
Yeah,
super adaptoid. Right.
Your reactions told me that one goes in. That's good.
That'll get a rise out of me and Chris.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Mark would love that one, but I won't put that in.
You can throw as many of them in there as you want, as long as I don't get it.
Let's see what else we got here. It's something good. Let's see. I could put. Let's see. We pull. I should put one of these in, just because we pulled one out. So I'll throw another Unnatural Order in.
It gives me more chance of actually owning one.
You know what? We haven't had any extra pulls for a while, so let's throw in one of these. What is this? That's a DC Walmart pack.
There's no way you would have run out of that black box stuff.
No, that's what these are. But these have on them like a DC Walmart pack. I'll throw one of those in there. What else is in here that's good? I want to throw something else good in here. What are these? It's just some run-of-the-mill Spider-Man stuff. Huh. I got more stuff in another. I got another box. This is just the box that's right here.
I was going to say, I think you have too much stuff to put in the giveaway box.
Yeah, I have. Oh, you know, I need some DC stuff.
You might need to put in a few, like, you know, extra 2 or extra 5 or something.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna throw in this Wonder Woman in there for some DC. Maybe a Phantom Star Killer.
That looks cool.
Oh, you know what? How about a Batman? Throw a Batman in.
Good one.
And oh, there we go. How we can do this one? How about you? You want Lamar Hoskins becomes Bucky and second John Walker as Captain America?
That's some.
Obviously,
it was the first appearance of that black dude. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He becomes. I don't know if it's first. I just the keynote I have on the back here just says he becomes Bucky. So I don't know if it's.
I didn't know he became Bucky. Yeah, I don't know that much about the book. So
yeah, so this that was kind of like in the TV show. They kind of showed that like
that was that loose storyline they did. Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was that storyline.
Yeah, well, I could do First Flag Smasher.
I looked for that book forever. Never could get it.
Here we go.
What's that? Ooh, Super Friends.
First Firestar.
Oh, First Firestar, Super Friends, yeah.
Yeah. First Firestar outside of continuity. Oh, and we'll put this one here for another DC book. We'll put in First Bloodsport. How's that?
Nice.
I think that's what we'll put in there for this time. Although if you feel that we really need one more, we could always throw.
Oh shit!
Nothing wrong with that book. Classic. No. Everybody should have one.
And then it's going into the box. It's not going into the giveaway box yet, but could end up in there in the future. We got that first Dinobots.
Oh, that's cool.
We got this fucking it's 40.
Oh, it's a reprint thing.
45-year-old. Yeah, it was a 45-year-old reprint.
Good luck finding that. Those X-Men reprints are actually hard to find as hell.
Yeah. You almost gave me a fucking heart attack. I thought that was almost X-Men too.
The first Ravage.
That's on that one.
Yeah,
that's the worst one.
We'll throw those in there.
Very nice.
All right. Proper
job. We haven't had any extra pulls for a couple of weeks now, so you haven't really emptied the box.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. That's the problem. If there's too many books in the box, then it's like the chances of getting those to come out becomes lessened. So I was almost kind of like, maybe I let it ride down low for a bit, try to pull some more out, do some big restocks. But there's a lot of good books in there. But
I don't remember. I think it was about a month ago, a bit over a month ago, and you ended up pulling out something like almost 30 books between the two giveaways.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we've pulled out over the last 2 weeks. We pulled out at least 24 books. And we're only putting like 18 in, so we're still not net. So here's a recap of what we're putting in the giveaway bin. The first Bloodsport, first Firestar,
which I don't have that book.
Just a Batman. Was it Batman 356? So it's a few issues ago.
That's cool. I think 357's first Krog, so that's neat.
This Phantom Star Killers.
That's sick as fuck.
It'd be cool if it glowed in the dark. It looks like it would.
Wonder Woman 757.
That's a nice cover too.
A DC Walmart pack.
Because Chris hasn't got enough of those to give away.
He sent a bunch of them to me. Comics Screen Cancer exclusive. First Adaptoid.
That one is fucking my favorite. Yeah, I got a copy of that, and the green on that cover looks different in hand, bro. It's like some kind of enamel. It's so sick.
That first cameo of the Court of Owls, And first, Luca Vok and the Whisper Gang. Not that matters. Ultimate Spider-Man 1, first
That's a nice
printing, Virgin Variant Edition, a
Missed that.
Nova, signed by Chris Marinan. Some hot, sexy ladies.
Hello, nurse. On the spider buggy.
Yep. And Monsters on the Prowl.
Nice.
Some good stuff. All right. I'll pull up that box and start seeding them in there now. Oh,
Seeding them in there. Oh man, you already got so many innuendos. You need another one. Fucking
I
wrong.
know. Just sprinkle my seed.
Oh, man.
Did that Hulkbuster cover eventually went, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know we've been talking about that for freaking like 6 months going, this is still in this box.
I know that was
I had a good one from him. You know what I won from him, Spidey?
I'm just trying to
I
remember.
don't remember, do you?
I do watch it religiously.
Oh,
like
yeah.
There it is.
It was
We were
a while
hoping that
ago.
was gonna get. I was hoping that Greg was gonna pull that one out today.
Oh, super pro.
I want to.
What was it, Biggie?
I'm pulling a blank on the number. I had a really nice raw, and I won a slab from him, and I ended up selling the slab to help get another book. But
Nice.
it was a Submariner, either 7 or 9. You know the photo cover?
Oh, it's 7. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like a 7.5, a nice, beautiful book. And I was just like, damn, fucking giveaway.
I love those old subby books.
Yeah, I fucking slabbed at that. And it was like, hell yeah.
Well, it took me the longest time just to track down a copy of Subby 1 because I wanted that book forever. Like I know at that time Rob was selling his, but his was in a slab tie grade, so I couldn't afford that. But I eventually got a copy. It was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but it's Australian prices, of course.
I kind of, people that always brag about not paying much on books, I tend to overpay, dude, on like everything I buy. Like, I mean,
everything
sometimes
I pay here, I overpay because that's how it is.
Sometimes you just get what you want, you know, like it may go down in value at some point, it may go up, but I tend to overpay a lot.
Well, that's the way I look at it when I go into whether it's a big convention or whether it's one of these like small, like little comic fair things in like a little hall or something. A lot of it is just literally, I have the money, I want the book, I'll get the best price I can on the day, and it's an impulse.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like I don't have that luxury of going to big cons with a million different, comic book,
you'll see them in front of you sometimes. Yeah. I don't
have
really,
that luxury.
I don't think of that as like a thing that slows me down because if, unless you just are against using the internet, like that opened up so much possibility to getting books that I don't really care if I get them in hand.
Like I could probably, if I really wanted to start like hitting eBay and all that sort of stuff, because obviously there's a lot of resources that I can't necessarily use. Like I probably need to. I know Cliff keeps telling me to look on my comic shop because he reckons like I'll get some good deals and stuff like that on there. And but it's the thing that kills me is I'll look at the price and go, oh, it's $200. That is cheap for that book. But oh wow, yeah, I've got that one. It might be $200, but that's $200 US, which means I'll be paying 300, 350 plus. Then shipping might be $20-$30, but that's Americans. That's probably like 60. So a $200 American book will end up costing me $450. So it ends up not being worth it. So it's one of those sort of things I have to always factor in that unless I can get it like stupidly cheap, regardless of currency conversion, that's the only way it'll work. Otherwise, I have to pay Australian prices over here with everything being super inflated. Like obviously, I get lucky occasionally, but it's like anything that I've paid. Like that's why I don't ever mention things that I like pricing of what I pay for books when I do unboxings and things like that, because people would just get scared. And just go, why the fuck did you pay so much for it? And it's like, well, you have to put it in perspective as well.
I remember when all the Submariner crap was happening, dude, and I had to have a Submariner 1, like you were saying earlier. And I'm not the biggest Buscema fan, you know. And I saw one, and it was like a bin at $100, but it was detached and had a rip. And I thought, well, the cover's there, you know, it presents really well. Now you could probably get that book for like $50 or something. Vision, when Vision was hot, dude, I had to go get that one. I probably spent like it's $350, wasn't that bad, but now that book shit, you can get a raw for like $60. Back when the Vision shit was going on, you couldn't get a raw for less than like 150.
You know, the stupid thing about that, like, it's not a book that I'm actively hunting, but if I find one cheap enough, I'll buy it. I
was right. There is one in here.
I still want that first White Vision book, you know, that West Coast Avengers 45.
Oh yeah.
It's still going for $80 to $100 over here in a raw. You still can't, like, everybody's saying it's like a $1 bin book again, or a $5 or a $10 book. I can't find it.
Not quite that cheap. It's about $20, $30 book.
Yeah,
I would guess.
I can't find it. I can't find it for less than like $100 and something over here. Still,
you guys are hard asses.
It's ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous because they do it where I paid this much. It cost me this much to get it over here, and I'm never going to budge on that price. So in other words, that book, unless they're going to get some sucker to go and buy it, it'll always be that I've seen sellers at these small fairs and big conventions have exactly the same physical copy of a book at exactly the same price.
Well, how the fuck do you get all that art? Is it all local? Is all your art local?
No. I hit the art stuff early.
Oh.
So I was collecting original art. I started in 2010.
Okay.
So I did it when the Aussie dollar was a lot better compared to the US, you know, like the currency conversion. I get art when obviously we get international creators over here, but a lot of like lists that I've had to get it shipped. Artists were a lot cheaper back then and a lot more accessible, and a lot more opportunities. Now it's just I'm not even doing original art anymore because it's just too expensive. For what I want to do, it's too expensive.
Yeah, but you have a lot of different artists and stuff, so you must have been going off the internet to get that shit. They ain't coming to Australia.
I was hitting the forums, hitting the Facebook and IG. I was hitting that stuff like really hard for a good decade. I was just anytime I'd see somebody have a list open, I would jump on it if I could afford it. So I just hit it really hard. That's why I accumulated like over 300 pieces.
You got a pretty good collection for being so hard to get books, so you're doing well.
Yeah. I just want to get this deal I'm doing at the moment bloody paid off, but it's going to take me a while, unfortunately. Speaking of books, I will pre-warn you, Rob, that box from Vegas might be coming.
Okay.
But I've got a plan now where I think maybe you and I get together and stuff that I may have already bought that's still in the box.
Right.
We might be able to use that for C3 giveaway bins if it's worth anything to give away or use or something.
We can go through it, take a look at it, and then we can decide what you want shipped, and we can either break it up into smaller shipments over time or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just thinking there's no point shipping books over here that may go better to a better cause, especially if I don't need them anymore.
Yeah, unless you think that you can sell them there because it's harder to get books there.
That's the other thing too. But I just don't go through the bloody trouble of selling books. I'm too lazy.
It's overrated, bro.
I understand. Oh man, I got to figure out what to do with this damn thing. This thing is so pretty. Makes me cry.
What's that?
It's a reprint.
Oh, it's nice.
It's a reprint, but it's just, it's my favorite
shit you like.
So yeah,
you want it to be the real thing.
I'm actually surprised. This reprint actually go in as a 9.8. This book is going for close to. Last time I looked, it was like $150 to $200. People were because there weren't very many of them.
That's not bad.
I suppose they probably do more reprints of like your big Marvel and your big DC things when they're doing
Yeah.
reprints or facsimiles or whatever, but like the other stuff, not so much.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a Turok 1 or something where you can just like, I don't know.
Pull out 500 copies of it. Oh my god. You're probably not as bad as Mark though. What's
No,
Mark
I'm not. I don't have
40 copies.
I have one of these is my personal copy for my PC.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's in the box to go into the giveaway bin eventually. And then two of these came along with this product that was sent to me for review to show me an example.
Oh, that's right. I remember watching.
Yeah, I haven't released the review yet, but it was like these little labels to go on the top of your books.
You did show them. You showed them on Spidey's Outback about a month ago.
Yeah, I probably did. But I haven't released the product review yet. I recorded it. I just haven't gotten around to editing it and posting it because I'm kind of apathetic about the product itself.
Yeah, it's. I can see where they're trying to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure to the guy it's a great idea, and there's probably a handful of people out there who also think it's a great idea and cool. But I think that for a lot of people, they're like, there's a lot of other ways that I can label my book if I wanted to, and with a raw grade, and yeah,
that's not necessarily it.
Yeah, it might be easier to do. Because getting that label on there in a line just along the top, so that way the book can drop down below it and it still is exposed.
It seems like it's very fiddly.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes for it does make for a good presentation if you have a whole box full of them. Whereas if you wrote the grade on the back of the book, you got to pull the book out and flip it over to see what it is and stuff, versus just being able to skim along the top of your box of books. But again, tomato.
Yeah, no, definitely. What was that thing that DJ gave away? That I hadn't seen that one before. Like a carrying case or something.
Oh, that was a he did a product review on it. It's a case that you can put like a couple slabs in. So it looks like reminded him of like the Case Logic CD cases, but it was for you can put slabs, you can put raw books, whatever. So if you put him in comic shell, he says, there you go. He's dropping around. So that way, if you're going to a con and you throw them in your backpack, they're protected. Versus, people were noting that like I was walking around the con at Heroes, I just had the slabs in the backpack, and there was nothing. If I dropped my backpack or they banged around, obviously you could damage the slabs, and that's going to help protect them. So
how many raw books can you get in there? Well, you don't know. DJ might know, but I don't know how many. Just thinking because it might actually be not a bad idea even for me. What's up, DJ?
when it comes to raw books, I mean, I tend to like the folios, or I bring just some of those. I keep some of those boxes that they ship books in, not the Geminis, but the ones that you can, that are like the folios. So he's saying that 10, 20 each side. Okay. So I tend to bring some of those. I always bring some of those cardboard folios with me and stack books inside of it when I'm going to the con. But actually, when we went to Heroes, I actually shipped. I had a whole case of them that I had shipped, and then I was actually letting other people have some, so they could take their, because I didn't need that many, but it's cheap to buy a case of them and have them shipped thanks to Amazon, and then everybody else who needed some could have one or two,
So in other words, with the con you just went to, those comic shell things, you would have needed a lot of them.
Well, I had at the same time, I also had three of the cardboard folios with me. So, and I was filled to the max with them. So
that was a big stack of books.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the video yet, but I saw the thumbnail with the stack.
Yeah, it was a good chunk of books.
Mm.
You get some good deals. I said one of the guys I deal with regularly. He's, you know, he had, you know, there's several guys that were there that they knew their stuff was it was priced a while ago, and they just told you if you were looking at stuff and you were sort of serious and stuff, they just say, hey, you know, some of that stuff's been priced a long time ago. Just if you're interested in something, just let me know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, which is good. You know, because I understand with the market changing the way it is, you can't. Well, you can, but let's be honest, you're not repricing everything every show, right?
Oh, hell no.
And especially some of those guys who have really big volumes of stuff. It's just, you know, it is what it is. You can only reprice so often. So, you know, one of the guys I was going through, I've got a bunch of stuff pulled aside, and I added it up. I said, okay, here's what your total says it is. So how much am I paying? And he dropped like, you know, 20% off. And I said, well, I was kind of thinking this price. And he goes, all right, fine.
You wore me down.
Well, you know, I've bought a lot of stuff from him over the last several shows. He's you know, I know him. He's a member of the channel now.
That's Brian.
Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, mentioned that pop up this morning.
So, you know, I'm paying him cash. He knows me. I'm buying. It's not like I'm a one and done transaction. I'll be buying from him again the next show and everything else. And now he's moved up on the list where if I know he's there, he's one of the first vendors I will go to go see what I need there first.
Yeah.
Because I know he's going to bring, he doesn't have a ton of modern stuff. He's got most of his stuff is bronze to copper. So I know it's more stuff that I'm more interested in, and I know I'm going to get a good deal. So I'll go there first.
Yeah. And that's what, like, I know we've spoken about this before, but that's what I like about dealers that you can go back to, that they're like, oh yeah, you know, I remember you, or hey Simon, how you going? You know, things like that. And you've got that rapport, you know, you're going to get a deal without even asking for it.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it's the repeat business. It's not the one and done where it's like, oh, it's $1,000 book, I'll give it to you for $990. It's like, just, you know, stick it up your ass pretty much. It's like, if you're not going to look after me, there's no point in, you know, I'm not asking for, you know, 50% off, but think about the repeat business. If you know, you see me at every show, you know, if I buy something, you give me a good deal, I will come back and I will buy again.
Right. And I got you know, and some of these guys, you know, there's a couple of them that now, local guys that are at these shows all the time that I've built up a good rapport with, that they'll ask me ahead of time, hey, are you coming to this show? If so, I think I got a bunch of stuff that I think you're going to like. I'll make sure to bring it and set it aside for you, or send me your, can you have an updated list? You know, there is a list that I keep updated these guys have links to. They'll pull stuff that, you know, they get stuff, that start putting stuff aside for me. And so when I go see them, we'll get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. But it's funny, I've got a few guys, like even Dave from Still Only 35 Cents, he's like, oh, give me a list of what you're looking for. So if I do come across anything in my travels, I'll see, you know, I can always ping you and say, look, you know, I found something or whatever like that. And I'm like, dude, the list is way too big. I don't have the money for the list that's this big, so that's all right. Like, if you find anything and I want it, I'll let you know. Yeah,
but then there's always those. Sometimes you fill it up with, like, the list that I give those guys. It's not my trophy list, right?
Yeah, it's not your big boy list. Yeah.
Yeah. So my big boy books that I hunt, my trophy wall stuff that I'm hunting, that's the stuff that I'll keep in my head. I'll go look for that stuff. These guys have some of the run filler stuff that I'm, you know, that I'm looking for, right? So when I'm sitting there going like, you know, that's when I come home with a big haul of these Bronze Age horror books, right? Because it's like there's like 30 different titles that were out during that time between Marvel and DC, and so some of them are short runs, some of them aren't. And so it's like, okay, here's the ones I'm actively seeking. Those are there, and here's like the 4 issues I need for, you know, Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man or Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, or, you know, whatever that one is. You know, there's a couple of them that I just need a couple books here and there, that's the stuff that's on the list that they have.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have, as they find that stuff and pull it aside for me, I don't have to go bin diving looking for that stuff necessarily. And then some of the stuff like my mystery and space run, I've got it broken out for them where it's like, okay, here's the numbers I need, and here's the grade range I'm looking for on these books. Like, so like obviously the older they are, the less I care. I just want to present well versus some of the newer books. I want them to be a higher grade necessarily, but then it lets them know, okay, yeah, I got this book, but it's beat up, and he wants it in a, a 5.0 or better. Then, this isn't.
They might still ping you and say, "Oh, look, you wanted a 5.0 for this book. I have one in a good presenting 4 or a good presenting 3.5. Do you still want to have a look at it? Do you want me to bring it?"
Yeah,
you might get that sort of opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I had the problem with he was looking out for me on an ASM3 that had come into his buddy's shop that he was going to be doing the pressing on, and he told me what the guy was looking to get for it. It was like he was hoping to get $1,000 for it, and I was like, oh well, I'm interested. Send me some pictures. Yeah. Send me some pictures when it gets in. And he pinged me. He's like, oh, yeah, it's missing a page. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, never mind. And he goes, yeah, the guy whose book it was a little less than thrilled when I told him that it was missing a page.
Oh god.
Well, yes, it's missing page 19.
Yeah, if I had known ahead of time, obviously I wouldn't have done the deal that I did now, and I would have gone for that number 3 that was on one of my Facebook groups. They wanted $2,000 for it. It was complete raw, obviously, and it was a seller that I've dealt with before and that I trust. And yeah, he wanted $2,000 for it, and I'm like, I would have done that payoff deal for that instead of getting this lot of 80 odd bloody books that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Now
that's why I'm like making some of my I'm moving some of my Golden Age books that I'm not
I'm not
as hooked on. Although the Mary Marvel one, the WoW comics is a little tough, but I mean I got to do what I got to do to get the books I really really want, type thing, right?
So it's the Startling Comics. I know I always ask this. Is it sort of broken even a little bit or come down a bit in price, or is it still hovering up in the stratosphere?
Which one of those? I don't know. I haven't looked seriously in a while, but I would imagine it's still pretty high.
Too scared to look.
Well, you know what? It's that particular Startling 49 is just, it's one of those books that for whatever reason we've seen, there's been a surge in interest in Golden Age, and especially sci-fi. Golden Age has seen a surge as much as that genre has a surge. And that book is always atop of people's hunt list when they get into it. So it tends to be a book that continues to be, it is what it is, and what anybody can get for it. And it doesn't, I haven't seen it really come down, but I mean, it might have a little bit to some degree, but even if it's come down 10%, it's still a multi-$1,000 book. And, I'm not in a position right now to do any of that stuff. I need to move some stuff. Need to move some more things, I suppose.
Yeah, it's and I think that's basically like what ASM 1 would be for me. Like that's
yeah.
Like I'm not even putting AF15 in this conversation, but
right.
Number 1 is still that like ginormous book that it's literally going to be either a win lotto or some kind of big amount of money. I'm going to be able to pay it off after a stupid amount of time, or it's like somebody has no idea what they have, or something like it's literally just going to be the luck of the Irish almost that's going to make that book happen. And that's and that's pretty much what you said about yours. Like they had a UK pence variant, and it was a price you were willing to pay, and it's like
I happen to be able to at that moment. It happened to be like
Yeah.
at that time I was okay. And in some of the other books I picked up last year, I was very fortunate that there was a couple of those very low ASM books where it was somebody that I knew that had them, that I was buying them essentially where, well, I didn't have to pay sales tax, and I was able to make payments on it, so I didn't have to lump sum it. So that made it fine, easier. But ultimately, I'm coming into, you know, I've got the money to do little things, and I continue to buy some small books here and there. But I want to get a nice big chunk because I got the big cons coming up, and I want to be able to make a little bit of headroom. So, you know, that means I got to move a couple books, and that's fine. I'll move some of the Golden Age books that I acquired back when that was something I thought I really wanted to get into, and it's really not. So you just got to find the person that wants them.
Regardless of how many people you get on Only Slabs that show all these gorgeous Golden Age books, you're like, I really love that one. It's like, no, I'm not going to put that on the list.
Yeah, no. So, yeah. Actually, they're not all. I guess there's at least one modern book up there on my list of the stuff books I got going, huh? There's that Wolverine. I was surprised how much that Wolverine, the Wolverine book that I put up there that's in the X-Force, that got put up on the list because I pulled that one out to sell because I was going through and I realized how much that book's been selling for, and I was just like, oh, I ain't married to that shit. So if somebody legit is going to pay that much, then they can have it.
Wolverine is a bit of a deep rabbit hole because for years I was just masking my want and urge to get the first appearance with a bunch of other shit. Like you remember the Wolverines came out and they had Weapon H as the lead guy, and there was a 181 homage on it, and I probably got about 30 181 homages, and I bought a 180. And the GSX, it's just like over and over. I really don't give a shit if I have any of them. But the one I got rid of that was kind of cool was the first what's his name? Short one, Patch.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that one.
Wolverine number 8.
This is the one we're talking about. Is this one here? Is this
yeah.
This X-Force version, this Miko is there was a couple of variants, but the X-Force version was the really low print variant on it. So it was pretty crazy, but
that is nice.
That Black Cat, that was tough to give up. Yeah, these aren't Golden Age. These ones aren't anyways. These are just
Silver Age ones.
Yeah. The Golden Age.
Isn't that one of the ones I got you?
I don't know if you get it or not. This
not in the slab, but was in the raw. I think it was in the second lot after we did after Subby. I think.
I don't know. Maybe this was a book that I originally got because everybody for a while people were mistaking it as a Schomburg book, and it turns out it's not. So I was like, oh. Yes.
Captain Midnight. There's a few bubble helmet stuff in there. Oh, is that the one? Yeah.
That was a fucking beauty, bro. I would like to guess who did that. I feel like it's real easy to guess, but who is that? Do you know?
It's Jack Binder.
Binder, okay. All right, that wasn't who I was thinking, but that is gnarly.
That one sold. This one was the first one. That Shadow book, that was like almost as soon as the post went up, I had somebody go on, I want it. I was like, oh, okay. 6.5 white pages Blue Beetle from 1946.
Wow.
Bucky.
Yeah, that Buck Rogers book.
That 9.6 Buck Rogers, baby.
That's the biggest fluke on earth, that one.
Was the oh yeah, then these
Oh, Joe
Joe
Palooka.
885 Joe Palooka.
Yes, those are
They're not expensive.
underappreciated.
They're not expensive books, but I mean, so you can get an 859 Golden Age book for $200. You
Yeah,
know?
what is it? Probably 1941 or some shit.
It's
Dude, it's early.
1940. This one's 46.
Yeah.
And then there's issue 6, which is also from 46.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. But yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's why I don't sell. That's why I don't sell books, because it's, you know, it's the seller's remorse that would kill me.
Oh, I won't. I'll move on. It's fine. Those
Yeah.
I've thought long and hard on these. It's not like it's you know. Will I miss the WoW comics? Sure,
A little bit.
Will I? You know, a little bit, but I'll get over it with the new book that I pick up. You know, so it's fine.
Is it Captain Marvel related
No,
or whatever? Marvel family? No. Okay.
No, I'm looking to pick up my ASM 3 and finish
okay.
finish my story.
Finish my story like Cody. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like that. It's always like it's the last gem for the gauntlet, you know. And
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then there's a couple other books that I'd like to pick up. You know, I've been looking for a Marvel Spotlight 2.
I have one of them.
I'd like to get a Ghost Rider #1 to go with my Marvel Spotlight 5 and 6.
there you go.
I still need both of those goddamn books.
Yeah.
You don't need 'em. They're okay.
Yeah. There's other books on my list, but those are probably the bigger ones right now. I mean, obviously, I need to get that Batman 234.
Oh shit, bro! Do you know that Doc got one of them fucking 31s, bro? He got the original, man. That thing skyrocketed.
I also wouldn't mind finding myself in a situation where I could get a low grade Brave and the Bold 28.
Oh my gosh.
There's a few people going after that book.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those books where I wouldn't mind getting it. Do I need to have it? No. Would I? But it's a very significant book. So
Do you remember Spidey when NYC got that the 4 Tech 27 Bruce Wayne? Was there a Bruce Wayne and a Tech before 27, or am I making this shit up?
I think it's all 27.
I'll have to look it up, dude. I'm telling you, there's some weird.
I think I vaguely remember. Like, this was years ago. I thought that there was something weird that Carvey picked up that was like extremely rare and expensive. But I can't remember the story. I haven't spoken to Carvey in a while, actually. So
it wasn't like a superhero book. It was like but I thought it had a Batman character in it. I might be making it up.
Detective 26 does have a teaser ad for the introduction of Batman.
See how weird that is, bro? People don't talk about that shit. Like, it might be that one, dude. I'll have to look it up. I don't have my phone. Let me see.
Because according to Key Collector, anyways, first appearance of Batman is 27, but Detective 26 has a teaser for the teaser ad for the introduction of Batman in the next issue.
I'll ask him.
So you're all wrong. Tech 26 is really the first appearance of Batman.
First. But if it's an ad,
then
if
also
it's an ad, it's a little different.
Then also, it was an ad, and then also Action Comics 12 has an advertisement for Deck 27 for Batman's first appearance, and as the first cover appearance of Zatara.
Wow!
So Action 12 and Deck 26. Each have those ads.
Detective One, I like Action 1.
The Action 12 is the expensive book, though. As I'm looking at, I mean, Detective 26 isn't cheap. Don't get me wrong. The Key Collector spread is anywhere from 1K to 12K, but the Action 12 is from 5 to 52K.
Oh God! Just a small bracket there. Oh my God!
Still a K.
Yeah, as soon as you put a K next to the number, then it starts becoming scary.
But when you said 1K, that's actually pretty good for a book that old.
Yeah, well, that's on the that's a low grade, but
Yeah.
That's like they've cut out the 10-cent thing, and then that's all you get.
there's one and a 5.0 of Buy It Now on eBay for 8,600. It's a My Comic Shop listing, which means if we go to My Comic Shop, it's probably like 8,400 or something.
Yeah, probably a couple hundred less. You're right. Well, I mean, at 8K, it might actually be like 5 or 6. That's a lot of money. Around every, I think it's around every 1,000 you get 100 off, kind of something like that.
Let's see, Detective Comics number 26. It is 8,000 on My Comic Shop, so
That's a big difference.
$600 off.
That's what I said. Damn.
Because they're not paying the commission.
Yeah, the eBay fees.
Yeah, the eBay fees, and that's a big eBay fees. And then on their platform, they're listing at 8,000, but then there's a 3% buyer premium charged at checkout. So it's 8,000 plus 3%.
Yeah. Still not $600 more though.
So pretty much you're going to pay the same eBay price in some way or another.
But so as a general rule, if you want to buy anything and it says from My Comic Shop, just buy it off My Comic Shop. Don't buy it off eBay.
Yeah, you can go to My Comic Shop. Yeah. And it's always a better price. And then, they're respectable. So, it's.
Undergrade very well. I heard my boy Alan said this on a stream about a couple weeks ago. He said they already grade books. You know what I'm saying? If you ask them to grade, they will, and a lot of the times they're graded before you buy them. If they would just throw that in like a little tougher plastic, I know people would go to My Comic Shop and get their books graded. They'd be like, hell yeah, because they undergrade really well. People just want the books because they'll say a 2.5 is like a 4, or you know what I mean, like a 4 is like a 2.5. They're notorious for that.
Yeah,
very
on the raw books. Yeah. So they're one of those companies. That's only one of the things that you look at on eBay when you're looking at stuff is if it's a retailer, if you can find the retail shop and they sell it online. I mean, I just did that. I actually talk about it in this upcoming Monday mail call. One of the books I pulled out when I was looking at it on eBay was higher than I wanted to pay, and he didn't have a make offer or whatever. But I clicked on his information. I realized it was a retail shop, so I Googled the retail shop, found the listing for the book on his store site, and it was down at the price I wanted to pay. So bought it.
So that's obviously what they're doing now is they're to cover the eBay fees. They're jacking up the prices.
Yeah, whatever the eBay fees are, whatever 12%. They jack it up at least 12-15%.
That's probably a good thing to know if I do start. If I
been doing that stuff for a while.
Yeah,
I haven't. To be perfectly honest, I have not bought any books or anything off eBay in probably over 5 years.
Yeah. The problem is that in reality, what is they're doing like, okay, we're taking our sales prices, what the market price is, which half of them are like based off of eBay sales, and then that's what they're listing in the store, and then they're going, okay, now I'm going to sell this on eBay, so I'm going to put it up another 12-15% because it's on eBay, which is now higher than But when you already price market based off of eBay sales, it's like automatic inflation. But
I'm gonna go down the line of every tech until I find out what the hell I'm talking about.
All right, you do that. I gotta list some more. I'm gonna take these books. I gotta list them on eBay too, actually, later.
Oh, if you don't get any more movement on IG.
Well, I'm not reposting them every single day, so they're sitting there, and I got them on my Shortbox because it's easy to list them on Shortbox. But eBay's a pain in the ass to list shit.
Yeah, I haven't sold anything on eBay in probably over 10 years, I reckon.
So you haven't bought anything in 5, but you haven't sold anything in 10.
Yeah. So I used to live on eBay. Like I used to love that shit. Like especially the early days. I used to buy a lot of my statues and stuff off eBay, and books and collectibles and all sorts of stuff. And it just got, you know, the Aussie dollar started diving too much, and it just started getting too hard, and fees and crap. And it's just like, no, I've had enough.
There's a guy named Slam Brady that was the first appearance in Tech 1, and he's a second appearance in Tech 2. I wonder how long Slam Brady was a character.
2 issues.
So far. Slam Brady.
Yeah, I wonder however many people or collectors actually go after, like, say, like Detective Comics books before Batman, or you know, like books like.
Oh, there's a bunch
like
of Golden
that.
Age Tech collectors. Yeah, Batman was a lot bigger deal when I first started on Comic YouTube. It's kind of died down a little bit, but like the Tech Golden Age collectors were high regarded people. Like I only knew a few back then. There's not as many as there used to be.
So most people, if they're going to go, I collect, you know, I collect Detective Comics, but they collect the Batman stuff because that's pretty much what it is from 27 upwards. But yeah, I wonder anybody who's actually trying to collect from 1 to 26, like that sort of, you know, collector, because it would be, you would think obviously they would be a lot cheaper, obviously, than the Batman stuff, but still not easy to come by. Because obviously Action Comics doesn't matter, because Action Comics 1 is Superman, so there's nothing before Action Comics 1. But Detective Comics has that first 26 issues, and it's probably the same for, you know, other Golden Age books where the first big ginormous book is not till later in the numbers. But what about the first, you know, however many issues? I don't know, just something random.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, he didn't say nothing yet. Never mind.
Yeah.
But he did.
He didn't get pulled over, is he? Or was it an ambulance?
No, I didn't get pulled over. I'm just waiting for parking. It's just ridiculous, as always. Yeah.
It is New York.
It's terrible around here. The more you look for parking, the less parking they give you.
I think that happens in a lot of major cities all over the world. Like, I know New York's famous for it. But...
Well, yeah, they end up putting like a no standing sign for no apparent reason. So that kind of crap. Or they'll put a temporary bus stop, even though they don't need it.
Yeah, I like what they do over here. They put, like, you know, roadworks stuff up, so there'll be like reduced speed zones and all the cones and all the bits and pieces, but there's nobody doing any work.
We have like 3 buildings being built in this area, but not a single one of them has a parking space or a lot inside of it.
Tech 22 looks a lot like a superhero too. All these covers are so crazy, bro. You got the first Fu Manchu.
Started looking at him now.
Oh my god. Looks a lot like Batman in 22, yeah.
Maybe it's a prototype.
He's kind of got like a spirit Batman vibe, not just all Batman. So,
wasn't there another, like, not as famous as Batman or Superman, but wasn't there another, like a Catman or a something man or something like that before there was?
Yeah, it was a Catman.
Batman.
I don't know if Catman was before Batman, but I did hear, I was watching All Sorts of Words, and he's a bit of a Legion fan, like Legion of Superheroes and Legion of Super Pets. And he said there was this character named Gladiator, and highly influenced Superman. And at one point, people that created Superman even kind of acknowledged it, I think. And it's like a hardback book you can get from before when Superman came out. If you find one raw, it's like 2K. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. There was someone else besides Gladiator also that maybe it was like Hercules or something, but
didn't Phantom come out before Superman?
oh, you're talking.
Yeah, Phantom came out
That's
before
what you're
Superman.
talking about. Oh yeah. There was a superhero before Superman or Batman. I guess it would influence Batman more, but is it the Phantom? I can't remember who it is exactly. Maybe Shadow.
The Shadow influenced Batman more than anything.
It could have been something like that.
Phantom, I think, was 31. I think. I'm not 100% sure. 1931.
I think I learned this recently too. Was Superman's outfit was inspired by the muscle men from the circus.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Sometimes I say shit. I'm not sure if it makes sense or not, but okay.
Yeah. The carnival muscleman. That's why he has the trunks. That's why his trunks are over his pants.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's because his underwear are on the outside, right?
Yeah. Which is really why the wrestlers do it too. It's the same reason for wrestlers.
I saw this weird shit.
Phantom started in 1936.
Oh, that was 3 years before. So I saw this shit about Ric Flair talking about NWA rules and how they weren't allowed to wear pants, and Jerry Lawler would wear pants, and they weren't allowed to have tattoos. And I think maybe Terry Funk and a couple other guys would like vouch for Harley Race or some shit.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of tattoos. Kind of interesting. But they were all supposed to be in underwear and no tattoos.
I suppose it was probably a cultural thing back then.
What do you got?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is
Sorry, I was talking to the dog.
Yeah.
I've been looking at my facsimile the whole time we've been talking, been checking it out. There's a lot of ads in that bad boy. Like every other page is a whole pamphlet of ads, so it's going to be fun counting that bad boy. I kind of get excited counting raw books, you know what I mean? Counting the pages, y'all do that?
Make sure all those 32 pages are there.
Yeah, you buy a big ass book and then you get the book raw and you're like counting the pages one by one. You're like, oh shit, I hope it ain't.
If I'm spending big boy dollars on a book, then yes, definitely. Like if I'm buying like a whole heap of raws that are like $5 or $10 or whatever like that, I might do it occasionally, or I might just do it when I get home. Especially if I'm buying it from somebody I know. And it's only happened to me once where I've bought like a stack of raw books. You know, I'll buy raw books anyway, but I bought a stack of raw books and then I just went home, checked them or whatever like that, and one of them was missing a story page. And I just contacted the guy on Messenger and I just said, look, and he goes, I got another copy, I'll just give it to you, swap it over when I next see you.
Yeah,
So,
I had it happen to me on an ASM 20, bro. I was so mad, dog.
Oh, yeah, that would have gutted me.
I finally replaced it after a long time, but dude, I ended up keeping it. I just got a little bit of a discount.
That's probably the only thing I can do vouch for slabs is, you know, obviously if you're buying a 0.5, it's a different story, but at least you can look at the notations on it and it can say whether it's missing stuff.
That is a good point for slabs, that's for sure. But I don't let that scare me away from raw books. I still love my raws. I am a little disappointed it ain't a slab because I was looking forward to maybe hopping on Rob's with my new Hawk 181. That's like the biggest disappointment.
Well, you can still slab it if you wanted to.
I could, but it's going to be purple unless I marry it magically well, and then I'd still feel I'd still feel dirty about it if I did. So keep it raw. I'm fine. I can count pages. I can tell if it's a full story or not, and that'll be it. You know, I bought a stamp. It's not the right stamp. I mean, it's the right stamp, but it was in 3 different books, so I got one from a different book. But still, it's kind of cool.
Because what's the stamp in 181? Is it a Sheena stamp?
It's a Sheet of the Devil. I think it's Man Thing and some other book. Shauna, yeah, right. Yeah, it was like $23 for the dumbass stamp, but that's not bad considering the pages are like 100 or 2. One of these days, I'll have to hunt down the real stamp. You know what I mean? Now I'm on the hunt for the real stamp, so I'm not mad.
One thing always leads to another, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, it just have a like 99.8% of it is pretty rad to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit like when I was actually buying my statues and stuff. Excuse me. There was a one of the mini busts was actually the Deadpool one, and it was called a Change-O head Deadpool. So you got the one with the mask head, and you got the one with the burnt head. And
Oh,
and when I bought it off eBay, and then when it got to me, one of the heads was missing. And I messaged the guy on eBay. I go, dude, this is not complete. What the hell? He's like, oh, it was complete last time I checked. And I go, did you check it before you sold it? And he's like,
yeah, it
oh,
don't matter.
no, I checked it about a year or two ago, and it was there. I swore it was there. And I go, well, it's not. And he ended up giving me I think half of my money back or something. He goes, you can keep it. I'll give you half the money back.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
always see those stories where people get to keep them from eBay, and I'm just like, it's a little cringy.
Yeah. So I actually contacted the guy who owned the statue company, Randy Bowen, and he actually looked in his warehouse and all through his archives and stuff. He couldn't find a spare one that I could have or buy or whatever. I ended up tracking one down about 3 years later, just randomly looking on eBay. There was somebody was just selling just that head. And I'm like, I wonder if that's the one that actually came with my one, and some idiots just, found it or something. So I ended up buying the head for $5 or something like that, and now it was complete. So it was some... I couldn't do that with comics, though. If I bloody had a missing page, that would drive me bananas. So everyone was saving up for a kind of big book. I would have kept saving for a complete book, but that's me. Yeah, no, we're all pretty much the same, Papa. And unless it's unless it's some ginormous book like a Tech 27 Action 1 or something like that, and you're like, it's the difference between $500,000 and 50 grand or something like that. It's missing a page. Most people would just pay the 50 grand just to get the book.
I'm a very thrifty buyer, and if I can get an advantage, I'll take it. So my Hulk 180 don't have a stamp, and now my 181 don't. But my Hobgoblin didn't have tattoos. I got some fake tattoos, and I'll just live with it because I feel like the entry price when it's lowered is a fun thing to play with. And I've seen some sales, and I don't want to think of myself as too good to not have one, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'll get one. And if anybody watches my video and they think it's cool to get one that way, then I support them.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I have to check. I don't actually know if my first Hobgoblin has the tattoos in it or not. I didn't know about the tattoos because I bought it freaking 20-something years ago. Before all this extra knowledge of YouTube and eBay and collecting and all that sort of stuff. So I don't even know if mine has the tattoos or not. I should try and dig it out and have a look.
Every other book I got's complete. No issues, no problems.
You can always upgrade afterwards, can you?
Yeah, I can. I don't think it'd be hard to get rid of one without a stamp. I've seen a lot of them that way, so I'm fine. When I started, I was in the idea I might have to get one without a stamp, so not something new.
Yeah, well, I bought my 182 actually slabbed in a green label because it didn't have the stamp. But they, 182, even though it's not one of the two big books, it's still a $200 or $300 book over here. And it was a 6.0 or a 6.5 or something like that in a green label slab. And the guy knew the seller very well, and he goes, "Mate, you can just have it for $100 if you want." I'm like, "Sold, I'll take it."
Yeah.
So that doesn't have a stamp. Everything else is there. It's just the stamp that's missing. But that doesn't.
Right, it's a complete story. You got the full cover. When you show it, when I show it, I'm sure people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, it's 181." You know.
Hey, if it saves me money and I could buy a 181 without a stamp, I'd do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their breaking point. I'm just like, dude, if I can get it for a G, I'm gonna be happy because I see them sell higher than that. And then if I want one with the stamp, even if it was 1,600 with taxes, that's like $1,800, dude. I don't want to pay twice as much for something.
Dude, you'd be screwed trying to buy a 181 over here. I have never seen one any cheaper than 3K in any grade, in any slab, in any raw, in anything. I've never seen one lower than 3K.
I commend anybody that goes after it because it's not cheap.
I still need a 180 too.
Yeah, I'm done with the fucking Wolverine shit for a while. I know that.
Now you gotta get a giant size.
No, I got it. I got everything else, bro.
Oh, you got a giant size?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need a giant size. I need one of them too.
A giant size is not as expensive though. When you really look at it in perspective.
It is over here.
What was that?
I feel like you get whenever I first started seeing them selling under $1,000, I was like, okay, I'm in. And then I got one, but it's eBay auction. That's how I got this 181. If it was a bin, dude, I don't know how much would have went for. But them auctions are great, man. So yeah, I got
somebody said to me, I'll give you a giant size X-Men 1 complete for $1,000, even if it's like a 1.0 or 1.5. I would jump on that shit over here.
Dirty as shit. Here, I'll show you mine real quick.
I've never seen. Yeah, giant size is another one like 181 that it's freaking super expensive over here, and hardly anybody has any.
All the covers on it. It's the spine's pretty gross, but you know, I think I could probably get a 1.5 or 2.
I can take mine to Australia and sell it then.
Yeah, we only paid what, $1,000 for yours, or $800 or something? for yours?
Yeah, 900.
I paid $1,150. Yeah.
It was worth it.
What's yours? Is a 3 or a 4 or something?
A 4.0.
4.0. You'd probably
really
get like $3.5 grand for that over here.
That's like double what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I'm dealing with. Oh.
GSX is fun.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to. I think like this year, like as I did that collecting goals video during the week, like besides ASM, I really want that Spotlight 5. Like that's the book that I've been wanting for the longest of times, and that's the book that I want.
It's a great book.
That's really what I want, because I've been a Ghost Rider fan since the 90s.
Who did that cover?
Spotlight 5 was. I can't even remember now.
Okay. I don't know.
Rob, you got it behind you, haven't you? Oh, you haven't got it on the wall anymore.
No, it is. Hold on. It's off the side here.
I don't know why I don't know that. It's not a Gene. No, it's not a Gene Colan.
I mean,
cover.
Plug kind of did some of that stuff.
It is Plug.
Yeah, Mike Plug.
Wow, what a banger for a cover artist! Wow. You know, pretty sure Gil Kane did GSX.
Not Gene Colan? No, not Gene Colan.
Gene Colan,
Cockrum?
Both of them together.
Oh, there we go.
Gil Kane and Cockrum.
Yep.
Gil Kane's a bad motherfucker, man.
All artists that I love.
Gil Kane did a few.
I'm also a big fan of Frank Bruno.
Frank Bruno was awesome, man. Back in the day.
I love his early Doctor Strange stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna just say Doctor Strange stuff, man. Oh my goodness, I'm so
I'm
tired.
gonna fall asleep soon, so I think about that. I had to get up early this morning.
I better get in here with my kid. My girlfriend's been watching them all day, so I'm gonna get out y'all's hair, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Biggie. Peace out, brother.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
See, I would like to go to sleep, but I can't.
That's your problem for living in the city
I've been living here all my life.
and having a wife that won't take transit like everybody else.
No, I don't want her taking transit. Did you hear about the shootout?
School of
one?
Fish.
Which one?
Yeah, no, there was a major shootout just the other day. Doesn't happen that frequently, but there was one. And the thing is that late at night, if she takes the train, if she comes out of work at 10 o'clock, she has to take 2 trains. And by taking 2 trains, what that means, she'll have to get on one, and then the other one she'll probably get on it like around 11:30 or something like that. So she won't be arriving home until like 1 o'clock, which is it's not safe for her.
Cab? I don't know.
Yeah, so a cab, no. That's cost. So this is the alternative. It sucks for me, but she's actually right now in the apartment sleeping. So
you're just driving around the city trying to look for a park.
I'm driving around the neighborhood trying to find a spot. The thing is, I keep missing one, so it's just hunting for spots. There's people out here that they park by the fire hydrant. They don't care anymore, but I'm like, I don't want to get a ticket.
Or worse, have them punch out your window to put the hose through your car.
No, they'll tow it. They don't care. I think I might have found a spot. Let me see if I can grab it in time. I got a speed for it. Yeah, there's a spot there. Let's see if I can grab it.
And then bang, somebody else grabs it instead.
Yo, that happens.
I can imagine. There'd be no common courtesy in New York City.
That happened to me already. That happened to me earlier today. It's not common courtesy. They got there first. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with common courtesy in this case, but I got the spot, so I'm happy.
How far is Pasadena from you?
From me?
Rob? Yeah.
I know you weren't talking to me. I'll tell you that much.
A long way away.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. That's can I change this to
gas is cost too, Papa Wheelie, but it's not the same cost.
Yeah,
because
literally
it from me to Pasadena, it's 557 kilometers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What are you in Canada time?
No, I was making it so MadSpidey understood when I said it.
Oh, okay.
He asked the question, therefore, as of courtesy, I'm putting into his understanding.
Although if you had said
generous, then.
If you had said it was like 300 miles away, I would have gone, yeah, that's still a shitload.
Yeah, it's 346.6 miles and a 5 hour and 15-minute drive.
I was going to say it sounds
if you go non-stop without any stops, whatever. So
it's a 5-hour drive.
That's as of right now, this time of day. If I was to leave in the daytime,
it'll be longer.
It'd be a 6-hour drive, probably.
And during the week, it might be a 7 or 8 hour drive.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. No, all good.
Why were you looking at WenderCon or something?
Oh no. No, there was a mate of mine was going to Pasadena or something like that, and then he was I can't remember the story. This was from about a week ago, but I forgot to ask you last week. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Pasadena. I'm going to here. I'm going to there." And I'm like, "Oh," and I just thought in my head, I wonder if that's anywhere near where Rob is. And I'm like, I keep forgetting how big California is.
Yeah, all you Aussies seem to come in and go to the southern part of the state, to the desert, and nobody comes up to the beautiful part of the state. And so it's always far away. Because I know Lee had the same thing. Lee was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be in California for a couple days first. If you want to meet up, I'm like, oh yeah, where are you going?" So we're coming into LAX. I'm like, oh well, yeah. I mean, it's closer than Australia. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean,
not by much.
It's a.
We get
you
the
know,
same thing over here.
I told him I can make it work, but I mean, it's kind of like this. He's like, oh, yeah. No, he didn't realize how far away it was. I was like, oh. So you should
No,
see
we
if
get
you're.
the same thing.
You should see if your flight, if you can get a flight instead that goes in through SFO, because I know there's a lot of them that go through SFO. Sometimes it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, majority LAX or New York, pretty much most flights.
Oh, and I know there's SFO goes there, but I mean, he was going to LAX. He's going to LA area because he wanted to go like Golden. What is a couple? There's a comic book shop. What is it?
Golden
Golden
Circle
Apple.
or something?
Is it
Golden Apple. Yeah,
Yeah,
Golden Apple's down there. There's a couple others that he wanted to go check out or something. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we get the same thing here in New York where people think that certain cities are close to the city. Like Buffalo and New York are like completely far away. Syracuse is far away. Albany's far away. So
they're close together compared to Pasadena.
Yeah, Albany's like maybe 3 hours, while Buffalo is like 6.
See, when I think of New York, I just think of like, you know, Manhattan or Central Park or like World Trade Center or like that sort of thing, or like Long Island or something like that. And like some of those might be like really far away, but like, it still sounds New Yorkish to me.
No, the city monuments, that everybody thinks of that, but the only other place that people associate New York with that's not in New York would probably be like Niagara Falls or something like that. So that's
that goes over both, doesn't it? That goes sort of like New York State and into Canada.
Yeah, so there's 2 sides of Niagara Falls. There's the Canadian side and there's the New York side. So the Canadian side is definitely better.
And is it true that the Statue of Liberty is technically in New Jersey?
It's not technically, it is.
Oh, there you go.
It was identified like, I don't remember exactly when, but they did mention it where it was like, this is technically on Jersey soil, but it really doesn't matter. It was I don't know if you remember the New York license plates back in the 80s was the Statue of Liberty. So it was like a white plate with Statue of Liberty in the center.
Yeah, it was on Ecto 1.
Yeah, exactly. So they had to, because of that circumstance, so it happened in the 80s where they made the decision, because of the reason that it was in New Jersey, they made the decision that it was in New Jersey. They actually had to change the plates, and they forced everybody to relinquish their plates so they could put new plates. And that was a crazy little thing. I've seen maybe like in the last 30 years, I probably have seen 1 Statue of Liberty plate. That's real.
So they almost make it like a law that you have to change it over.
Yeah, it was one of those things that you couldn't renew it. They wouldn't let you renew it.
The only reason plates over here, like when they change they don't put pictures on it, but they put best city in the world, or go to Melbourne's beaches, or like something stupid, whatever the wording is underneath on the plate. But if you've got an old plate and it's on a car that you bought 30, 40 years ago, as long as the plate is legible, you can just drive your car or have it on the car as long as you want. You never have to change it. It's only when it becomes, illegible. You can't read it, basically. I can't get my words out today.
Here you go, Izzy. You want to know what's... Here's your equivalency, right?
Okay.
If you go in from your... from where I am to Pasadena is about the equivalent of going from New York City to Richmond, Virginia. That's actually closer by about 11 miles.
So it's closer for me to go see Mark.
Or Poke and Joe.
Or Poke and Joe. Well, no, he's in Georgia, right? Isn't Mark in Georgia?
Yeah, Mark's in Georgia. Poke and Joe's
right.
in Virginia.
It's Pork.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, going to Richmond, Virginia. That's the about 11 miles shorter than me going to Pasadena, and about the same distance by car as far as duration of travel. So,
Well, keep in mind,
I
New York
remember
City
that.
is the southern part of the New York. So we're
right,
literally at the tip of New
right.
York.
That's what I'm saying. That's as I'm giving you New York City to Richmond, Virginia. It's because that's 339 miles versus the 346 to Pasadena for me.
I still remember that statement you made, Rob, where you're like, they must have started when they colonized America, where they wanted all these small states in the east, and then when they got to the west, they got lazy, and literally everything is just big
Fuck it.
states.
Fuck it. As far as you can go. Just keep going.
Well, you have like over here, you have like
California, it's
Delaware.
basically like 5 or 6 eastern states.
Oh, more than that. If you got to remember the West Coast of the United States is only 3 states, versus the East Coast is you got
like
15 states up the thing. But I mean, the East Coast is bigger than the West Coast. Not even from a straight line. Even if you forget, there's a lot of. If you went straight just coastal miles, the East Coast is huge because there's so many little ins and outs and nooks and crannies. I mean, just like some of these states, there's like one state's got like more. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. It's got so because of all the way the coastline is set up with all these little archipelagos and everything else, it's got more coastline than like country like Spain or something. You're like, how does that even work?
Yeah, it's not like one straight road just all the way down the coast.
Yeah, no, it just doubles back on itself over and over again.
Exactly like here's the same thing.
So they have a lot more coastline than we have. Delaware, for example, has a ton of coastline and stuff. So it's
small as hell.
It is, but it's got so much coastline because the way that peninsula is set up. And then North Carolina and Virginia each have huge amounts of coastline as well too, in through all those bays and whatnot that are there. But anyways, I mean but from a standpoint of the states go, when you look at a map of the United States, it's the top of California is about the northmost part of California is about where, if you go straight across the map, New York City is, and then the bottom part, San Diego, the bottom part is down where bottom of Georgia, so near Florida. So it's just one of the things that's always fun because we'll get people. You get a lot of questions about how close are you to this, which is no big deal. I mean, people don't know. You're not. To somebody who lives in the East Coast, they think that if it's within the same state, it's not that bad, that far to go, right? But
I think you have to live in a state like that to understand that, because I get it, because like I said, I told you the same thing. People tell me, "Hey, how far is Buffalo from you?" I'm like, 5 hours. That's how far. So it's not exactly close.
Then if you sit there, what's real fun is you get the people, an earthquake happens or there's fires and people go, "Oh, hey, are you okay with that?" Or I had even like the floods. I had the people asking me if I was okay with the floods and stuff. It's like, that's down in San Diego. That's like 500 miles south of me. That's no problem. That's like, the hurricane hits Florida and you're asking if people in Pittsburgh are okay. It's like.
It was like, I remember a couple of months ago we had that fog issue with the fires that came all the way down here, which was crazy. When that whole remember the fires in Canada?
Yeah, well, I remember them. I didn't have to deal with them because because that stuff blows east, but we get our own. Thanks.
Was that red cloud?
Yeah.
I remember that.
So you could smell. What was crazy enough was that you were able to smell the maple from the trees. Like, I remember, because when it happened, the day it was happening, we were like, "There's something weird in the atmosphere," but we wasn't keen to what was actually going on, because I'm not one to pay attention to the news like that. So once I found out what it was like, it's a fire from California. It's like, that's why it smelled like maple. because it was the maple trees.
Canada, not.
Yeah, so it was nuts. It was just crazy, and it
was maple.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god. I was gonna say it'd be better if it smelled like maple syrup than maple trees, but
Well, I actually thought it was someone smoking a cigar at first.
Oh,
to be honest, because how am I supposed to know? At that time, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, man, because somebody was smoking a cigar. Man, that cigar smells like maple, man. That's crazy. And then, lo and behold, it was a quality control. They pretty much state of emergency type of situation.
Yep.
We were told to stay home, stay indoors until it clears out. It cleared out about 2 days. About 2 days it took to clear out, but the snow was still there for about a week.
All right, I gotta roll. I gotta go get sleep.
Same
yeah,
here.
I'm thinking about actually ending it. Everybody, there seems to be a lot of live streams going on, and
there you go. Go do something with yourself. Go spend some time with your woman. Yeah,
she's watching anime at the moment on the iPad.
So go sit down with her and just curl up and say, like, I'm here to support you now.
So what's the anime she's watching now, Matt?
I don't think I even want to know. She watches like the weird cutesy stuff. Yes, we're talking about you. All I got was the bird.
Wow.
You got the bird.
You say okay if you insist.
Papa Wheelie, let her know what it is. There you go.
That's right. It's a good excuse for me.
As long as you're making the offer, I mean, I'll be right over.
Tell her that bird is copyrighted by Papa Wheelie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
How dare you?
Exactly.
For the express written, not to be used without the express written consent of Papa.
That's right. Either his sticker, his icon, or the man himself.
And it's Papa Wheelie.
That is right. Recognize.
Pop's the first name, middle name A, and last name Wheelie.
That's it. All right. We will end this. People need to get to sleep, and I can go have a weekend or afternoon, something like that. Go jump on Carlito's stream. Go jump on Jigs' stream. All that sort of stuff.
Jump on a trampoline.
Jump on a trampoline. Do whatever you want. But yeah, thank you very much who jumped on the panel. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We'll just, I don't know, we'll just end it with this.
You know what the difference is between you and me?